It's okay. Off your mic, it's okay. Off your mic,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. And in the torchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My egun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My egun don't come, oh yo yo. Man of the masses. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Bó bá ṣe àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Máyégún live. Thank you so much for joining me, brethren, in the temple of truth. So this is another segment on Máyégún's Diary Politico. And you know the four steps, the four primary steps that you have to take as you join these broadcasts. The first one is to read the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast, which is so, the description of the broadcast, which is so kind of like a lengthy. Like the broadcast, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, your frenemies. Tell all of them that Máyégún today, Máyégún is live. And if you have done that already, thank you. So we have, I have a lot to share with us this evening. And I do hope that we would have enough time where you can call in. It's been a while, you know, even though I'm still suffering from this, what is called jet lag, just this, I don't even know what is wrong. I can't eat well. I can't sleep well. I'm just like so imbalanced. And sometimes I just feel like I don't want to do anything. And they said it's called jet lag or something else. I don't know. Okay. But it's been because of this long haul flights, they said. However, I feel much better this evening, and that is why I have a 48 hours, compilation of happenings in the contraption that I have to share with us tonight, which includes us catching up, as we say, catch up. So, brethren, from the writer of this broadcast, there is a part that speaks about the depletion of the Nigerian foreign reserve. They never really tell you anything anyway, right? So when they want to cook the book and they want to look good to you, they will tell you that, oh, we've saved so much money. We've added money to the Nigerian foreign reserve, which is not true. However, they've not been able to defend the incessant withdrawals, which prompted the suspicion anyway in the first place. The suspicion of how much exactly is in Nigeria's foreign reserve. Well, according to them, they said that they met 33 billion. And they've taken, according to Thiefnubu, they've taken it to 39 or 38 billion dollars, which is a lie. However, among many other conjured figures or conjured numbers that they do not really open up to people to access, right? Open up for people to access. So, but every time they make a withdrawal, which always kind of make the news, by the way, so they never tell you what they are using the money for. I was reading something earlier today. It was actually from yesterday. Then it came back again today, and it was like kind of interesting and at the same time ridiculous. And what's that? According to the NBS of Nigeria, right? Thiefnubu, well, not Thiefnubu, maybe Thiefnubu, well, Thiefnubu's regime and the 36 states of Nigeria attracted $1.9 billion foreign investment into Nigeria in the last 1 year. The states that actually attracted these investors are, they said, well, Abuja is not a state. So Abuja FCT, $600 million. Lagos, 610 or so million dollars. Enugu, Enugu, 600 and something thousand dollars. Sorry, $600 and something $1,000. Then Ekiti, $86,000. A whole of Ekiti, they attracted. And you will see the remaining 34 or 35 states in Nigeria, the rest, okay, Enugu attracted, Enugu attracted, I think, $800,000 or thereabouts. Kaduna attracted, according to them, $1.9 million. So they shall put everything together. I think it's 1.2 or 1.3 billion. It's not even up to $1.9 billion. A whole giant of Africa, the giants, the crippled giant of Africa. Here is another thing I also saw that keeps kind of reminding me that, yeah, this may take longer. It may be short. It may be long. Nigeria has no real future. And it's going to manifest very soon that a lot of you are going to see that. It's about the Nigeria budget. So they said that the total budget of Nigeria in 2025 signed by Thiefnubu is $33 billion. Sounds massive, but it's not. Guess how much is which is 54.9 trillion naira. Okay, a valueless currency in a valueless economy, which was done by this APC. South Africa's budget for 2025, all of their budget for 2025 is put at $440 billion. 2.7 trillion rand. You see, see how close that is, right? That tells you more of the damages done by the APC. To you. Let me explain that to you. Nigeria was supposed to be the biggest economy in Africa, but APC, they tanked it. Then turned it into the poverty capital of the world. However, how did they do that? They did so by one, floating your currency, poor economic policies, corruption, and directionless, purposeless governance. That's what took you there. Where a naira is now exchanged, a dollar is now exchanged for $1,600. I'm sorry, naira rather. So no thanks to this APC, by the way, I just thought I should kind of bring that out. So you can tell that when they say Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world, it is not an exaggeration. A lot of you are living on the old glory that you read in the book that you've probably never really experienced. So those who experience this old glory of this contraption, today, they look at us, the younger generation, and be like, man, we feel sorry for you. We wish we can apologize to some of you. Because it wasn't this bad during our time. When we were younger, it was kind of like, it wasn't great. It wasn't bad as well. Nigeria of when, before you finish secondary school, there are like lined up jobs waiting for you. I'm talking about jobs with cars. Yes, official cars. Secondary school. But others will say, no, I want to go further. I want to go abroad. They want to go abroad and get, degrees or masters or whatever. Because it is so much that Nigeria had to offer back then. So those people are older now today. And they look at us and they're like, this is this generation of young people. Sorry for you. We hope you'll be able to possibly either change this menace or you'll be able to work it out and break up this contraption. So I am an advocate of the breakup of the contraption, okay, for so many reasons. And every evening I come onto my program here on this platform to remind all of you why Nigeria will never work. They never put Nigeria together to make it work for any of you. It is working for the criminal elite united in criminality, right? It is working for them because if it's about how much money they can siphon, how much money they can scoop for themselves, right? Well, it is working for them. I may actually really feel sorry as well for those of you who are younger than myself, those of you who are in your teens, and those of you who are in your 20s. I have to feel a little bit sorry for you because every year, year in, year out, well, everybody will say day in, day out, right? deterioration of Nigeria continues. And the perpetrators of this, they are so active, so powerful, they feel like they are very powerful, untouchable. And you and I can go to places if we don't feel comfortable the way they are running or ruining the contraption. We can go to places. So instances like this where the criminal politicians feels like they do not owe you any explanation whatsoever, rather, is to look at them and be grateful. You know that they want you to look at them and be grateful that, well, at least they are still trying their best for you. It could have been worse, you know? So when I saw all of this, I put them together this afternoon and I was like, hi, those children who are going to have to live all through poverty for the next 100 years. Can you even imagine that? That these guys have not only mismanaged the resources that the resources that have been bestowed on them, put in their custody, even though they actually grabbed the power, steal it and all that. So you can't really say people put them in charge. Okay, they force themselves on you. Not only that they've mismanaged these resources, right? They have also borrowed against these resources, whereby in the next 80 years, year 2102, Nigeria will be paying loan. See, Thiefnubu and Bokwari, they've actually collected loans that if Nigeria stop taking loans now and start paying back their loans, it will take Nigeria 84 to 85 years to clear this debt. Not because, you know, with a prudent management of resources, so Nigeria can clear this debt because the old debt is around $200 billion, right? But come on. Nigeria didn't wake up one morning and just arrived at a $200 billion debt that nobody can actually tell you what they use it for. They destroyed an economy that was a $570 billion economy. They tanked the economy and brought it down on her knees to a paltry $197 billion of today. So even if Nigeria stopped borrowing money and just start paying back, there are many of us. Well, you see, those of us who are born right now, who would die. If they now give birth to those another children from today, so if they live for 85 years before they die, they will live their lives paying debt. And the more the indebtedness that they have dipped Nigeria into, the more generations of Nigerians that are going to have to, they have no choice. You know? So if you sit down, when I was in America, when I was in Houston, and I was talking to some people who came to see me, I said, sometimes people don't even know the level of destruction that these guys have done to Nigeria. Using this scale of Nigeria economy was $570 billion. People had jobs, people had businesses. Government was giving 10 million naira. You win money to young people to start their own businesses. And they were doing it successfully. So today, the Nigerian economy is valued at $197 billion. So far behind, right? So what does that tell you? They've wiped off generations of generational wealth of some of you. We have some of you who are the living witnesses, the living victims of all the atrocities and the consequences of bad governance in that contraption today. You who have lost your jobs, lost your businesses, lost your relationship, lost your family, simply because your financial status changed when Nigeria happened to you. You are the real victims. There will be more, millions more, yet unborn, that will be born into poverty because they are not stopping. Guys are borrowing money that they will not pay back. Because to them, right, maybe someday they will give them debt forgiveness again. Okay? As they go about all over the place, bowl in hand, begging for harms, begging for money, begging for, you know what I mean? Then when they come to Nigeria, they give themselves awards. Well done. Good job. The economy is rebounding back now. The economy is getting better. The food prices are now reducing. You know, they keep saying that to make themselves feel good. But at the end of the day, data is very stubborn. Data shows that there is no direct, there's no FDI, it's called foreign direct investment into that contraption. And a whole year, the giant of Africa attracted 1.2 or 1.3 billion. And 80%, if not 90% of their states in Nigeria attracted zero investment. I don't know, I just thought I should start from there. So if they are not borrowing money, they are depleting your foreign reserve, okay? And that continues to put Nigeria in the negative. So if anybody wants to give money to Nigeria, they will give you the ridiculous conditions. Ridiculous conditions, like you need to go and devalue your naira. Or you need to give us some, what do you call it, rare mineral resources as a deal. All these things are not disclosed by these rogues. Because to them, as long as they are getting their 10%, Nigeria can go to places too. They don't care. 10%, 20% pots. Whatever they want, they can take. It is their turn. It is their turn. So as it is their turn to loot, it is also the turn of this generation, or even the older generation and the younger generation of Nigerians, to actually really suffer. They go borrowing so that you can go sorrowing. Don't forget that. So hopefully, though you do not actually have that trait of questioning these criminals, rather, a lot of you actually love your criminal leaders. Passionately and differently too, you know? That is why in Abuja today, there's been so much drama as well. This Akpabiole drama. Although it is likely just going to be, I'm talking about Akpabiole and Natasha, right? So Akpabiole is accused. Akpabiole is number 3 man in the crooked contraption called Nigeria. Criminals who are supposed to be in jail, they are the ones in charge of that contraption today. Their president is a drug dealer. I used to use the word, I used to say was a drug dealer, but I don't think drug dealers actually really give up, even if they become president, by the way. Your president is a drug baron, drug lord. Your vice president is a terrorist enabler, sympathizer, and shielder. Your number 3 man is a sex, is currently emerged, apart from the fact that he's a thief, he's a chronic kleptomaniac. He's also, they have a word, is it perverts? I think they are called perverts. You know, is a sexual predator. So when Natasha raised the alarm, of course, Nigerians, you know that in Nigerian Senate, right, they only have just about 4 women. I think they only have 4 or 5 women, 4 women, Abi, out of 109 senators, Abi. So you only have 4 or 5 women. And guess what? It is believed that the Nigerian political space is so gendered that every woman that finds her way into their midst is considered a senior Olosho. Honestly, people automatically believe that she must have slept with a lot of them before she could even be given that opportunity to take this slot. That is the general impression, even though it is not completely true, or it is probably not even true. I don't have evidence, but yeah, maybe it is. You know, true that they have to actually shag you before they give you a slot as a woman, right? We've had people who have come out and said, well, the reason why I won't let my wife actually go back into politics is because they always use them as what do you call it? As the extra thank you, sort of sexual kind of like a sexual play toy in their political space. So you are, as a woman in politics, you are meant to be seen. You are not to be heard. So that is why a lot of people, you see, I have a lot of people on the side of Akpabiole, even though it is going to be a word against his. We do not have any evidence that indeed Akpabiole sexually harassed her. We wish that she probably just slapped him when he said that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, enter him. And when people say, what happened? Leave him alone. Why would you slap? You say, well, you need to hear what you just told me just now. You know, but again, allegations, which she said, her husband is a very much living witness. So this scandal is a huge one because it has to do with the sexual harassment of a senator. But people have been, okay, like I said, they have 4 or 5 women in their Senate. All right? Now, 4 or 5 of their women among men, one of them is sexually harassed, assaulted. And then she raised the lamp. Guess what? The remaining women in the Senate, they supported the man to blame the woman. And they told her, like, you are making us look weak. You are not going to let these men trust us anymore. To give us slot, to be senators, to give us, you know what I mean? Like, this is a privilege that, you know, we that are women among them, we must not always take everything to the public. Oh, a woman, in fact, 2 women were on Arise TV 2 days ago. One of them was a senator herself. In fact, 2 of them, they are both senators. I call them senators. I don't call them senators, okay? Sin. Because these are pure, you know. Olujimi Abiodun from Ekiti. And Florence Ita Giwa from Cross River State. Cross River, yeah, that's where she's from. Bakassi. They were on TV chastising their fellow woman. Because to them, okay, so Florence Ita Giwa, right? There's no there's no a woman senator that can be harassed, sexually harassed. Come on. You must have grown this thick skin. You must have become so for you to be able to fight men and become a senator. And you're saying you are being sexually harassed? No, that's impossible. You can't be sexually harassed. They may throw banters because they joke a lot. They joke about women. They joke about women's body. They joke about this and that. So that doesn't mean that they are sexually harassing. A woman, Florence Ita Giwa, said, coming now to even cry that you are sexually harassed by the Senate president. Number one, you are blocking the doors for other women to excel in the Senate, to get favor in the hands of these men. You are blocking the road. You are blocking the door. It is also a sign of great weakness. That's what she said. A great weakness for you to come out and say you're sexually harassed. Baba, Nigeria didn't land no. You get that now? So the drama got to the head today, but let's start from those women. Olujimi and Ita Giwa. All right? I think let's start with Ita Giwa. That's the shocker.
Gender in politics. Talking to Ita Giwa will be talking to the wrong person. Do you understand? Because just like I don't support affirmative action, you understand? Although in appointment, excuse me, yeah, I had to fly in for this interview. Yeah. So I think affirmative action is undemocratic. But I just, for time, you know, that we may not have, I believe that once a female is strong enough to contest election, because in all my 32 years of active politics, from House of Rep to Senate, and all 4 elections I won, I never presented myself as a woman. I never presented myself as a man because, God forbid, I don't want to be a man. There's anything like reincarnation, I want to come back a woman. I presented myself as a person. And that's the upbringing I had from my mother, who was a very active journalist. She was a good mother and wife.
And writer.
Yes, and active, in and out of jail. Yeah. So that's the upbringing I have. So once you go to that arena, you present yourself as a person. I watched that interview, and I felt very bad as a woman and as a female politician, which I am till today. I'm a great fan of Senator Akpoti. And again, I don't even know when this started, calling senators by first name. Yeah. That's totally out of order. It's like you're talking about one girl in somewhere.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You understand? No senator should be addressed by first name, Senator Akpoti. Now, when that lady...
It's not only
Senator
Uduaghan
then.
Yes, you understand?
It is not only rude, Senator, it is also bad English.
Yeah,
to call people Professor Anthony.
Yeah,
it is title and surname
even
at all times.
Yes, according to it, it's even out of order, in my opinion. Yes. Now, when that lady won election, I don't know her. But, for her courage and, the struggle she fought on until she won the election, I actually looked for her number and called her. And I said to her that I think I see another Ita Giwa in you. You struggle, you won the election. Go there, be strong, and represent your people very well. I didn't know her, but she was happy that I called her. Now, when the nightclub thing happened, again, I was out of Lagos. I was even calling Ozzy. I said, please tell him or tell Mr. Batty, I'd like to come and talk about it, but unfortunately I couldn't make it because I also felt it was out of order for somebody who is presiding to have the word nightclub cross his mind. You understand, when you're handling the issues of a country as the number 3 man. So if at all he said that, I felt it was totally out of order and needed to apologize to women and to that lady, which eventually Senate President did, But, on this matter, I am not with Akpoti. You understand? Number one, it is the worst sign of weakness on a woman's part. You understand? For you to come out and accuse a man or accuse a man of making passes at you at that level. There are 109 senators. It is not easy to win election to the...
You said something just now that I was taken aback, ma. You said it is you feel disappointed that Natasha came out to air a point. So is it that when a woman is sexually harassed, as she claims, she should keep quiet? Misogyny should continue?
No, I don't...
That women should not speak up? Nobody should talk? Because she has won the election, she's in the Senate now?
You have passed that... But by the time you contest election and get to Senate, you understand? Yeah. You have passed that... you have passed that stage of your life of being sexually harassed.
Really?
So yes, by the time if you go there and stand, you have passed that. You go there, so you are all equal in that Senate.
So, really? So if somebody
you are all equal, it's out of order. And again, it shows weakness. You don't allow it.
So is it a show of weakness for a woman to speak out?
It cannot happen in the Senate.
Really?
I'm not saying that the lady is lying. I'm not done. But again, my dear, when you get to Senate, you are there as a person. You are not there as a man or woman. You are there as a person. It doesn't matter what you are carrying between
but she's
whatever.
Complaining you understand? That there's no equality.
You are there. And then, mind you,
she's complaining about.
I don't think at this stage of... I respect that girl. I like her. She's very intelligent. Very, very well spoken. You understand? But I do not think that the person you call sir, because first of all, if you call somebody sir, then you are giving the person a cane to whip.
Nuisance, Lele.
That's Ita Giwa. You know me. I like women a lot, especially women that goes into public or goes into politics. Let me put it that way. I like them, and if they can, like she tried to postulate, okay, fight your way within them. You can push, and then you kind of, whatever you have to do what you have to do, and then you come up at the top and what have you for sexual harassment. You go to the Senate as a person. What the heck was that? You go to the Senate as a man, you go to the Senate as a woman. You know? So what's she talking about? You see this particular one, Ita Giwa? She happened to be one of the worst of them all, just for the record. She happened to be. I don't want to touch her private life, so I'll leave her at that. But have you heard out of Olujimi? Another woman, right? Speaking on the matter. Well, she said Natasha had to go to court and withdraw the case against the Senate committee, a senator, against Akpabiole. Doesn't look good. It looks bad. And Natasha is raising an alarm of sexual harassment, which shouldn't even happen at all. We are not saying that she's lying, but we are just saying that, you know, at this stage of her life, all these things shouldn't bother her. You know? Shouldn't bother her. It's not a thing. I mean, you know, we make jokes. The Senate president, if I want to take something from the Senate president and, it kind of like a slap my bum cheek, like slap my ass. I don't have to feel bad about that. It's just an ass. He's asking me that, would I like to go to America with him, just to go and have fun? Or will you come to England with me? That's just, that's not a sexual harassment. That's, it's nothing, kind of. According to Olujimi, Natasha has taken it too far. And she needs to wrap it up.
First, let me reiterate that I took over from him as a minority leader. And so I kind of know him, know his wife very well. I know that he jokes a lot.
Akpabiole, right?
Yes. He's fond of making little fun out of everything.
Or would you call it unguarded statements?
Not unguarded, but he loves to make everything light. And you see, when you do that, you become very vulnerable. So it makes him very vulnerable. I saw what they all went through as men when I was there. They were all victimized by people from outside. And I had to rescue them all of the time.
What do you mean victimized?
You see, it's difficult to explain what they go through there. And so they make light of every issue. Most of the men there go through a lot themselves. It's not as easy as you see it. They also internalize a lot of things. You find people calling them from outside, putting their wives on the spot and making different issues out of nothing. And so they also go through that. And I've had to support some of them to even go home to say, no, this can't be true. So they are all very vulnerable.
Okay. Now, we don't have all the time, very limited time, but I want to put these two questions across to you. You can manage it in 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes. What's your take on the 103 billion naira suit filed by Akpoti against the Senate President and others? And then secondly, the bill on female gender and sexual violence against women was eventually passed. It eventually passed secondly, but initially it was rejected by some women in the Senate. Talk to us about it.
The case in court, I want to appeal to her to please take the case out of court. Because you see, we don't want women to look like they're emotionally unstable. We need to also be strong enough to face the men. I mean, going to court against the presiding officer is not on. I know she's hurt, but she needs to handle it in a better way. I think that should get out of court.
Nuisance, Lele.
Now they hear ẹ ń gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu wèrè, ẹ ń gbọ́ sọkúsọ lẹ́nu ìyá òfò, ìyá òṣì. Men in the Senate, they face a lot. Oh, my. Let them go see therapist now. So she, Olujimi, was a senator. Then she was also a therapist for the men senators in Abuja. Akpabiole jokes a lot. Really? No, it's not unguided statement. He jokes a lot. He's just a man that likes to joke a lot. I want to shag you. Look at you. You look so beautiful today. Oh, Shay, make I take you to our nightclub, to a married woman, your colleague at work, or your colleague at, as a lawmaker. But one of them said, they go through a lot. I mean, these people go through a lot. You see, there are some men that even had to send their wives. That's what she said, that some men in Nigeria will send their wives to go and seduce the senators for favor. That sometimes he will be the one. So which means the senators will now lampo the women, the wives of men that are entrapping them with their wives, so that they can now give them the favor. So this Olujimi will now go to the house of these senators to tell them that, listen, your husbands are going through a lot, right? So we just need to pray for them. So there are so many women coming to them and all that. There are men who are sending their wives to them. So please don't fight your husband, okay? If you hear that your husband shagged another person's wife, this old cargo. That's Nigeria. These are the characters in charge of Nigeria and the political space. So these are the characters who are making political decisions, administrative decisions for that contraption. These are the characters of Nigeria political space. And they are everywhere, whether PDP, APC, Labour, they are the same. Yeah. Whether they are male or female, it doesn't matter. Some said it's misogynistic. Maybe. You are not far from the truth. So what happened in Abuja today? The drama of today. Natasha returned because there's already a set plan to get her suspended indefinitely. Indefinitely means it can be for a year, it can be for the next 2 years. She may never be recalled again. They've had enough of her. But she is not giving up yet. While our followers are outside demanding that Akpabiole should resign, Akpabiole must go, Akpabiole must go, Natasha strolled in with her husband into the Senate chamber today with a petition. She moved to where Akpabiole moved her to now. And from there, she came down to submit a petition against Akpabiole presiding, which is actually really wrong. Akpabiole should not be sitting there on his own case, But that was the beginning of the drama that took place in Abuja today. Let's go to that their Senate chamber, where Natasha presented a sexual harassment petition against Akpabiole.
When were you?
Come on now.
President, distinguished colleagues, I'm Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan, and I stand to raise a petition under Order 40. A petition may only be presented to the Senate by a senator who shall affix his or her name at the beginning thereof. The petition is in my name against the President of the Nigerian Senate, His Excellency Senator Godswill Akpabiole, for sexual harassment, abuse of office, and malicious obstruction of my legislative functions. You may recall, sir, that on Friday in Arise TV, I did make some statements. And I have decided to narrow these statements in a formal petition against the President of this Senate. So if it may please you, I would humbly step forward and lay this petition. Thank you.
You may proceed. Distinguished colleagues, this petition is hereby referred to the Committee on Code of Conduct, Ethics, and Public Petitions to revert to the Senate as soon as practicable.
Petition.
Any other petition? Yes.
So it's like, say, listen, oh, Alaye, you must have seen my video on Arise News, where I made some allegation against you, Akpabiole, you. And now I want to present it officially to this Senate, to this House, what you, Akpabiole, what you did to me. Can I approach? Yeah, sure. Please approach. That was the beginning of the drama. So I'm going to take you out. Okay, how should we do it? Let's stay inside the chamber and see the exchanges. That was when Okweyewon Bawandele stood up. The Omoale Yoruba, who is also the Thiefnubu ass leaker, the one that rejected the proposal for regional system of government just a while back. Okweyewon Bawandele, he stood up, said, listen, this order 10, order paper, order 10, should not have been, this petition is about all the lions, the tigers, the hyenas, the what, name it, they crawled out or jumped out from wherever they are, like, you this Akpoti, we'll finish you. Because that's what I've seen. Now let's go back into that place. After that place, okay, hang on. I think it was Akpabiole that first denied in his own words.
However, I would like to state clearly that at no time did I ever attempt any sexual harassment on the said distinguished Senator Akpoti Uduaghan or any other woman for that matter. I and my siblings were raised very well by my late single mother. She died in year 2000, through very difficult times, and I therefore have the highest regards for women. Even at demise, I still cry till today. I also wish to state that I also have 4 beautiful daughters. So at no time will I ever harass any woman, and I've never done so. In addition, even as a state governor, I was awarded various awards. One of them was the one you wish to know, the most gender-friendly governor in Nigeria. I served between 2007 and 2015. To God be the glory. In conclusion, I urge all Nigerians, particularly the media, and then, of course, the members of the social media, to await the court's decision. And please do not jump to conclusions on matters of mere allegations. I want to thank you for listening to me and thank my colleagues, because some of the phone calls were calls of support, solidarity, and prayers that the Almighty God will step in to vindicate the just. So now let us get on with the business of the day. Thank you.
Nuisance Lele.
I was raised well by my single mother. I did not sexually harass this senator. I was awarded the gender-friendly governor, and God will intervene in this matter. So you on social media, please don't judge me yet on mere allegations from this senator. Boom. It was the turn of Bawandele. What's his name again? Bawandele. And all the exchanges that followed. Please watch this. It's a long watch, right? Or kindly see.
I'd like to hear the opinion of Senator Natasha Uduaghan regarding the rules.
Thank you very much, Senate President. Again, I'm Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan, representing the good and virtuous people of Kogi Central. I beg to differ that this matter is sub judice. And I stand on privilege 10, order 10.
No, sorry.
Dear Senate President, please, with due respect, do you mind I have raised an order 10 privileges, sir, please? It's my right, Senate President. Order 10 on privileges, please. I believe, and please, would you?
I'm hearing you.
Any senator may rise at any time to speak upon a matter of privilege suddenly arising, and he or she shall be prepared to move without notice a motion declaring that the contempt of breach of privilege has been committed. I stand and I believe herefore, sir, that your denial, your refusal to accept and treat my petition before the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges and Abuse of my privileges, and I say forth, that this matter is not it is not before the court. The matter before the court is on the defamation and cyberbullying statements made by your special assistant on new media, Mr. Patrick Umfom, who addressed my decent outfits as transparent, thereby depicting that I walk sedulously and naked to the chambers. That is the nature of the petition of the case in court. This petition, sir, has never been filed. The petition that alleges, or should I say, accuses you of making sexual harassment moves, abusing your office, and making malicious obstructions to my legislative functions has not been tendered anywhere before, no court in Nigeria. So, sir, I would appreciate if you kindly accept my petition and forward same to the Ethics and Privileges Committee so it could be treated. Thank you, sir.
Yes, first let's finish with Senator Bangunu. The chief whip of the Senate. Your point of order is sustained. Yes, distinguished Senator.
Mr. President, you know, this Senate, Section 40, subsection 4, of which also says, no senator shall personally sign a petition to be laid before this Senate. It's not about committee on ethics. It's not about waiting for the committee to take a decision. It's about whether this matter is right to be referred to the committee. Mr. Senate President, you were being emotional because you didn't want to be seen as trying to stop this allegation. That was why you even allowed it to be referred. The Senate erred by referring it to the court. Is not competent to stand before the Senate. That is the issue. It was signed by the most distinguished Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan, for whom I have a lot of respect. We cannot rewrite our rules because of anyone, and we'll be setting a dangerous precedent. Number 3, other than constitution and the rules, the Senate is guided by customs and conventions, parliamentary customs and conventions. In all of these, Mr. President, this petition cannot stand for 2 reasons. 1, the issues and allegations of sexual harassment are already issued before the court. And 2, because it is defective. The petition is defective and it's in violation of Order 40, subsection 4 of our rules. And in view of this, Mr. President, I just want to say that there is no way we can accept this petition. And having said this, Mr. President, may I then most respectfully, since we have said we should go to the next order of the day, may I then respectfully urge our colleagues that we proceed to an executive session.
The Senate leaders' observations are noted. You've not moved a formal motion to that. But sorry, before you go there, I don't want to appear to have shut out any senator.
Yes, sir.
Senator Cyril Fassi.
Yes, sir. I am coming under Order 42. I am coming under Order 42 by the indulgence of the Senate and the leave of the President of the Senate. A senator may make a personal explanation, although there be no question before the Senate, but no controversial matter may be brought forward, nor may debate arise upon the explanation. Mr. Senate President, before I say what I want to say, I want to refer you to Psalm 39, Psalm 34, line 19, which reads thus: many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him from them all. The righteous person faces many troubles, but the Lord comes to his rescue each time. Mr. President, I want to bring up a case that happened when when my former governor was the Minister of Federal Republic. Mr. President, I want to say this because my former governor is also going to bring a petition on the allegation that Senator Natasha alleged when he was a minister that Ajakuta steel mill.
Your mic.
Yes, mic. If this is what is happening about character, then we have to expose the character of a petitioner. Mr. President, I am coming officially with a petition from my former governor on the allegation that he sold Ajakuta steel mill when he was a minister. And Senator Natasha was the one that alleged as at that time. And as at today, Mr. President, Ajakuta steel mill it still belongs to the federal government of Nigeria. I have just said this as a notice, sir. Thank you very much.
Well, point of order is noted. Let me
Order 10, please. Order 10 again.
Senate leader. Senate leader.
10, please. Order, please. Dear Senate President, I feel I'm being judged. I say this. Never did I accuse me of sexually assaulting me. I never found myself critical here.
Executive session. Can anybody executive
respect?
Move it now. I'd like to hear the opinion of Senator Natasha.
Ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. Ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn.
Ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. That was the first drama where they actually told her that now you can't submit a petition against Akpabiole. No, we're not going to let that happen. All they had to do is just to refer a petition to the Committee on Ethics and blah, 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 so that they can now invite Akpabiole. But they've made their conclusion. Ọmọ àlè Ọpẹ́yẹ wọ́n bá wọn délé, ọmọ àlè Èkìtì, ọmọ àlè Yorùbá. The man that rode on the back of the fake progressives in Yoruba land, talking about resource control, regionalism, restructuring, and now they have the chance, he led the team that flunked it out. You know? He started making up lies on that floor right there, accusing Natasha of once upon a time accusing Fayewon of sexually harassing her, which never happened. But there is even more. Outside that chamber, in Abuja, there were two groups of protesters. The supporters of Natasha and the supporters of Akpabiole. So I put all of them in one clip here. I'm going to play it to you, okay? So you would know those ones who are like the Natasha supporters asking Akpabiole must go. Akpabiole must resign. He has to go. You can't be the judge in your own case. That's not how it's going to work. But the Akpabioles, no, there is no case. The chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics, the one that was supposed to punish Akpabiole, now Akpabiole gave him the Senate Committee chair. When he granted his own press interview today, Baba, it was like a forgotten issue. He said, Natasha's petition is dead on arrival. Aye. So there's never going to be any justice. Let's go to the street and we'll come back inside there. Because immediately, no meeting anymore, no sitting. No. They have to go to executive session. Executive session means a panel, a camera, everything. Yeah, we'll go inside and talk. But outside, ladies and gentlemen, men and women of this temple, look at Nigerians. The first set are those who are the supporters of Natasha. The last three of this video are those who are in support of Akpabiole. But when they were asked, do you know why you are here? I said, not really. My man just tell me that whatever they said Akpabiole did, I don't know what they say he did, though. I don't know it too. But my man said that he didn't do it. That's why I'm here. Another one said, I am here to defend because he's somebody's husband. Akpabiole is somebody's husband. And we cannot let people to begin to start tarnishing the image of our husbands. By a little phone or not 2K. It's incredible. Watch this.
National Assembly gate, precisely the Mopol gate, with protesters in support of Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan. The protesters Natasha's protesters from National Assembly.
We have never presented a senator like the person of Natasha. Since inception of our state, our constituency, we have never had a senator that is as proactive as Natasha. And Natasha has brought a lot of development, jobs opportunity, a lot of women empowerment into our constituency. And today, the cry of our people before Natasha come on board is the issue of Ajakuta Iron and Steel Company, which our leader has been trying all our efforts to make sure that those bills are passed into law so that the Ajakuta can be revived. But because of our selfish leader, the Senate President, the person of Godswill Akpabiole, because of his own selfish interest, because he's asking our senator out and our senator has refused to dance to his tune, is trying to frustrate her and sabotage all our effort at the National Assembly level. And that is why we come outside to join voice with all the voice of good people of Nigeria, of this country, who has the benefit of this country at heart, that we should ask, the president has to come in and ask the Senate President to resign and let him face investigations. Let him come outside and tell Nigerians, we are clamoring, we want to know what is happening. Let him come outside and say and deny it that what our senator is alleging is a lie. Thank you. Talk your mind.
Quickly set up your camera and get this, please. Why are you supporting Senator Akpabiole?
Why I'm supporting you?
Yes.
Why I'm supporting you is that I didn't see any wrong in what they are saying. So I don't know much about the detail of what they are saying. But I'm just supporting you because my mind led me to support you.
But you don't know much about what they're saying. Do you support Senator Natasha?
I don't even really know the whole story about it.
You don't know the whole story? So why did you come out here today?
Why I came out here is that they said we should go and support that he should remain as our senator.
Why he's a good man. So you want him to win the position? Yes. He's already Senate President.
Okay.
But why are you supporting Senator Natasha?
No.
Why?
No, I don't want her.
You don't want her what?
You don't do me anything, but I don't want. Because there are people say them be stubborn people. So we will not need stubborn people. We want peace. We don't need stubborn people. That is why.
See, when I see videos of Nigerians being used for this their political props and what have you, right? and they are like older people. Most of the time, I want to advise you. I want to say, my brother, Ozulo, make your mama no come they go appear on a social media video protesting in support of the criminals in that contraption. And you will sit there and see the video of your mama and say, no be my mama be this. Mommy, what did you go nonsense? Why would you go and join Akpabiole? I don't know. I don't know. They promised us 5,000 naira. Take a look at this one.
Jesus. You support Senator Natasha? So you support the both of them?
No. Only one person.
Which one?
Okay.
She doesn't even know who she's supporting. She doesn't even know why they are there. Well, she does. She actually did know why they were there. All right? Because she was offered, she was paid to be there. So she didn't have to ask them, sorry, what is this all about? Why are we here? Oh dear, Nigeria. Oh, there's this song that came to my head. I can't remember the full details, so I'm not going to sing it so that I don't sound stupid. Or Nigeria, man, a place where the poverty has been so weaponized that you have no idea where you actually really want to start from. If you want to cleanse the entire place, like where are you going to start from? Where are you going to start from? That's the question I do ask myself, and that's why I'm too lazy to want to help. Say, oh, let us start somewhere and fix this contraption. No. I'm too lazy. I'm too young. I would rather dissipate my energy on something different and on Yoruba Nation. Yeah? I would rather dissipate my energy. I would rather use every energy, my resources and everything that I do have because I have got limited time. I'm over 40 years right now. 41, right? Over 41 years. So which means the most I have left is probably 20 years. The most. Out of that 20 years, I only have just about 9 years more to actually pursue whatever it is I'm going to call my own personal conviction, okay? I've got just about 9 years to go. After that, I'll be 50, over 50. Then before 60. I can't be running about anymore around that time. You get that now? I can't. So I'm not going to join those who want to save this contraption. And then before you know it, once you close your eyes like this and you open it, it's 70. If you are lucky enough to live that long. Yeah, because, what is the life expectancy of Nigeria, of the people in Nigeria right now? Do you know it? Do you? The life expectancy of men and women in Nigeria. You have any clue? Okay, I'll tell you. Don't worry. The life expectancy of an average Nigerian right now is now, for men, is now put at 48. About 49. They consider that I'll try you. How did you do it? That's how much they've destroyed that contraption. You that is watching me right now, and you are in your 50s, you are using overtime. The situation of Nigeria right now means more people are going to die before they turn 50. They will. And it's going to get worse. You get what I mean? So if you are in your 40s right now, you are 45, 46, 50, let's say 47, but you are closing by. You are lucky. In fact, if you live to the age of 50, 60 now, in what Nigeria and Nigerians are going through, about only lucky, I did tell you. Real story, real life story. And it's going to get worse. It is. So that we don't have time. We don't have any time. Last, I told people, when I met Ahmed in the US, I told him categorically, I said, Baba, he said, I'm going to come to America and learn how to shoot gun very well. Like I can handle gun, all kind of guns. Then I will relocate back to that contraption. Relocate back to my own country, which is Yoruba land. I'm at this shake house, everybody learn last because we can't leave this battle for our own children. We can't. Is either you killed, you get killed, kill or be killed, you know. Kill or be killed. These criminals that you are looking at, if you have something called institutionalized criminality, like I'm going to show you another clip now. It's a place where nothing progressive, nothing developmental can actually really happen, except the entire establishment that curate or that is, that is producing these rogues is completely destroyed. Except they have the old cloud right now, but it is destroyable. I promise you, it is completely destroyable. But if you want to gain your life, is that what the Bible says? Like, if you want to save your life, you must be willing to lose it. Don't worry, I'm going to make a call soon. And when I make that call, there are those who are already waiting in the wing. Mayegun, Alpha, are we Gaoni? Eventually it will reach there. I'm not going to sit in the UK, okay, and begin to push for the kind of fight I have in mind. I told Ahmed one-on-one, I said, Baba, I would encourage a lot of young, agile Yorubas to also return back to Yoruba land. We will chase these guys to the bottom end of the heart, but we are watching and we are taking stock. Gradually we are. Nigeria that is shielding them won't be able to shield them when we eventually actually come for them, you know? So I'm not going to sit in the UK and do that. You get what I mean now? We will come down to that place, right? And we hope they will actually have enough resources to actually protect them. They are so cheap. They're like chicken that you can. It's just that people are not focusing on them. These criminal politicians that you are seeing, they are so cheap. They are like chicken that you can pick up like this. The majority of those who are claiming to be fighting for this or that, they are not willing to die. I'm not willing to die now, but I'm going to get to that stage where I wouldn't mind to die. But when I die, I'm not actually going to be dying for you or dying for anybody. I'm going to be dying for my own children if it eventually leads to that. Because there is no future, there is no life, there's nothing for these younger Yorubas in that contraption, not with these rogues and the way they are running that place. No chance. But we'll get to that place soon. So how are they treating it? When you say, oh, we're going to send this petition to we're supposed to send the petition of this sexual harassment, abuse of power and whatever. They were supposed to send it to a committee, but they won't. Because the committee themselves are already saying it is a dead end. Dead on arrival. Power drunk roads. Who believes that they can get away with anything? You know? They sit so comfortable. One of them even said, we joke a lot in the Senate. We are always joking. You are joking, really? Here is what now, mind you, Akpabiole had already set up an investigative committee to investigate Natasha and met out the adequate punishments on her, which is to suspend her indefinitely, right? So one of them spoke. Which one should I play you first? Let me first play you the guy who was supposed to actually take the petition. They've already concluded. It's a foregone issue with Natasha, right? He said
that the petition she presented today is actually dead on arrival. And I say that because it runs contrary to Order 40, subsection 4, that no senator may present to the Senate a petition signed by him or herself. And that petition, having been signed by her, will not be entertained by this committee. And so, ladies and gentlemen, she's not here. Now I can understand why she's not here. She's probably not here on the order of her lawyers. That being the case, the committee will sit and will deliberate on what we've gotten from nuisance lele.
dog, right? He even said more. He wanted to try to sound intelligent, okay? Now, this is not right, or this is not normal. Oh. Just so you know, it's not normal. Oh. You see, if Natasha is lying, she should be dealt with adequately. Do you understand? Now, this is not us saying, oh, okay, she's right, or is right. No. What we're saying is that when you look at the way this whole thing is being handled, you can tell that all those who have benefited from Akpabiole or looking to benefit from Akpabiole, they are those who are coming to his defense because they believe that if Akpabiole should go down, they are going down too. Yeah, there's going to be a new leadership. Resign, but no, don't resign. No, you resign. That means all the committee chair, everybody that got this juicy committee, this and that, they may lose it. And that may change the whole trajectory of Thiefnubu's presidency. Oh, listen to this clown, man. I wish I could make you not listen to him, but please do.
We were 4 female senators in this 10th assembly. And I will tell you straight up that I'm very close to at least 3 of them. I sit next to Senator Reti Kingigbe, and I consider her as a friend. The issue that you're speaking about, again, does not bother on sexual harassment against her. Again, it's a matter of privilege. I don't also think that is directed to any individual because of their sex. If I were to give you my own experience, there are many occasions that I also would complain, and I do complain. Because there are times I raise up my hands and the Senate President does not recognize me, and he recognizes someone that is behind me, and I'm wondering why is that so? But he cannot entertain every individual or every senator at a sitting who have an opinion on any matter that is on the floor. And so it is his prerogative. I don't believe that he does so because of the sex of the senator. I really do not believe that. The Senate President, in my opinion, which I will give based on what happens on the floor, has not, in my opinion, made any sexual remarks to any of the female senators. And I don't think that any of the female senators have also complained about sexual harassment against him or anybody. We joke a lot in the Senate. I must let you know that. The Senate is not, I don't know how to say it, but the Senate is a place where we all converge to discuss about the matters that affect the country, 1. 2, after a while, having, sit in the Senate for 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 1 year, you understand that there will be familiarity of some sort where we even call each other by first name. I remember when we first got to the Senate, we addressed each other by Mr. or Miss and so on and so forth. But now we call each other by first name because we see each other every day in the chambers, we sit close to each other, and we also confer with one another. And so if the familiarity is what it is that is considered some sort of harassment, I don't know. But for me, I do not think that that the conduct of the Senate President on the floor is such that is against the female in the chambers. I do not think so. We were 4 female senators in this.
Nuisance, Lele. I mean, it is I think it is their territory. Where out of 109 senators, you have 4 of them who are female, the rest are male. So there's always going to be this testosterone or what have you that is going to be running and running high because they are men. Sexual harassment in the civil service, sexual harassment within that space of National Assembly is actually not new. Because some of them actually see it as their right. Those who claim to be lawmakers there. It's all right now. I mean, women throw themselves at us. Do you know how many women? Do you know how many women, fine women that are looking to talk to me? Do you know how many of them that are trying to see me? I'm just showing interest in you instead of you to be grateful. You are doing strong good. Look at this one. Look at this one. Take the key to my hotel. I'll be at the Sheraton Hotel this evening. You know, presidential suits, 3rd floor. You are doing strong good, Abby. Do you know how many women who are begging to come and sleep with me? Do you know how many of them? It is a man's world, they will say. Even others will say, no, it's a woman's world, though. But when you go into that space, misogynistic, narcissistic animals are there, housed, and they are the people I call the overfed pigs. You know? So the committee put together by Akpabiole, the guy in charge, had this to say. Also for the record, remember, the guy in charge of Akpabiole's committee to probe Natasha.
For the 10th Senate of the 10th Assembly of the Federal Republic, National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Like Mr. Chairman has stated, I, as the debate maker of the Senate, was seriously beefed and quite discomfited with the state of the odious reputation that the Senate is degenerating into, and the public opprobrium that is being generated by the behavior of one of us and plenary on February 20, 2025. And as the debate maker of the Senate, I started receiving a lot of calls, both locally, nationally, and internationally, and even exponentially from even members of my own family, that what is happening in the Senate. It became quite very difficult for me to even address the deluge of those demands that I have to talk and tell the public what really happened. And on that said day, February 28th, Thursday, 2025, I decided in the plenary chamber of that day, that was almost a breakdown of law and order in chamber. That there was almost a kind of legislative topsy-turvy. Because one of us, Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan, was vehemently opposing the directive that has been changed to somewhere else within the chambers. And she was duly informed by the sergeant at her that she did not go to that assigned seat. And when we go by our orders, because like I said, on the floor of the Senate, when I was moving the said motion, that we have our standing orders, which are our rules, our statutes. It's our internal constitution. Because we are empowered by the various sections of the constitution, that is the National Assembly, to make our own rules that will guide us. Since we are not barbarians, since it is not an animal farm. And even in an animal farm, there is a modicum of decency and decorum. The standing orders clearly stated how, where, when, why.
Try to see if I can manage the time. We are not going to take calls tonight. I still have this long list of gists I want to share with us. so I can clear my stable, kind of clear my stable and then, free my own desk in order for us to have other stuffs coming. So we won't take calls tonight, but let's just enjoy the full 3 hours to the fullest, right? Oh, that's their spokesperson for their Senate. And like you can hear, it's a foregone conclusion. It is believed that Natasha is guilty for accusing Akpabiole of sexual harassment. Everyone who is speaking up in support of Akpabiole. Don't forget that. On the other side, the guy went on to Sheun's studio. Again, they have been sending people to the TV, radio, everywhere to go and we must make sure that you know what I mean, like we must silence her, we must use every, expectedly though, expectedly. So the Senate spokesperson then went onto the TV to add to what he said in their Senate complex. Listen to this. I don't know. That's a different one. Oh, how did I mix them together that bad? Okay, give me a sec. I'm going to try and put that up in a minute. All right. Like I said, I've got so many stuff to share with us this evening. So here is that clown on channels. Okay. So where he went on to further kind of make a mystery of the Natasha's allegation. So again, like I said, prior, I said in a working system, both Natasha and Akpabiole, both of them, right, would be investigated. So if Akpabiole never sexually harassed Natasha, the committee that supposed to be neutral, all right, will come back and say, no, that never happened. If Akpabiole never abused his power, his office, again, the committee will come back and say, oh yeah, we've done our investigation, that never happened. And similarly, if they have approached this neutrally, like you get, so there's a chance where they would find out indeed that the Randy Akpabiole shouldn't even be their Senate president. He should be in jail. They can find that out as well. And then they can met out any kind of punishment that they feel is suitable for either of them that is found wanting. But no, that is not going to happen. Because it is Nigeria. They reward bad behavior. They reward criminals. It's just their second nature, maybe first nature, though. Listen to this clown.
Just for a moment, sir.
No, there's no
just for a moment, Senator. Just for a moment, sir. Just for a moment, sir.
No, let me tell you.
Just for a moment, sir. Just let me ask. Let me ask you a question.
Ask.
Your institution, the Senate, is an institution of record.
Yes.
Anything that you do, goes into record, and it's officially taken.
Yes.
Does it mean that perhaps there needs to be a rethinking of the procedure in the Senate, such that if it's a verbal communication to change the sitting of lawmakers.
Ogashin, let me tell you something. This Fourth Republic started 1999, and there had been a Senate, and that they had always been a practice, which is reflected in our orders. That is standing rules in our orders. Now, it is not 26 years after, when Senator Natasha came on board, that those orders will be rubbished and changed because of her. And now let me now go to what really happened. When a seat is changed, the sergeant at arms is notified by the presiding officer. And once the sergeant at arms is notified, the sergeant at arms will communicate by calling that senator And then our own sister senator came almost 30 minutes before the plenary of that day, and she saw. And she had already been informed. That's why she came earlier. She had never been coming as early as that. She came earlier, and she was again informed. And when she got there were about 4 senators whose seats were changed. And she flung that inscription of her name. She removed it, flung it off, and then started reading causes and abuses, even before the plenary. So she was already waiting for that plenary, and then she did not even move to the seat that was allocated to her. She sat on the previous seat. The person that was supposed to sit there could not even find a seat to sit. And then she raised a point of order. And then the chief whip, who is supposed to maintain decorum, now raised up his hand that the senator is not properly seated. And until you are properly seated, according to Order 6.2, Order 6B of our standing rules, that you cannot make contribution. Either it is on privileges, it is on rights, or it is on anything. You cannot make any contribution. So she was prevented from making contribution. And then when you are prevented from making contribution, you were still shouting. She was still shouting. It was the prerogative. It is there in our order that the presiding officer can order you out. But instead of the presiding officer ordering her out, other senators prevailed over the presiding officer, that's the Senate president, that he should not do that. So she was given the opportunity to even sit down.
She's guilty. She is guilty of insubordination. She disrespected Akpabiole, the Senate president. And that is the issue. It is not the issue of sexual harassment. It is not the issue of, preventing her from speaking. It is not the issue of, the real issue is that she disrespected the Senate president, and that is punishable by our rules. That's what that Mofo is saying, okay? And he may be right. 2 rights can coexist. I've learned that 2 rights can coexist. She could be sexually harassed, assaulted, and then at the same time, on the second hand, she also, out of insubordination, disrespected a man that disrespected himself by trying to force himself on another senator. Sure, you get that thing, right? So these two truths can actually coexist. It just depends on which side of the aisle you are. What side of the aisle are you? The one that just follow the public, opinion and just sway by, it sways you to the left now, it sways you to the right. Meanwhile, if this had happened in a more kind of like organized society, right? This leadership, number one, you wouldn't even disrespect yourself enough to make a fellow colleague or lawmaker or MP or senator or congressman or woman to accuse you of sexually harassing them. But if they should petition that, by now, police will be questioning this Senate president. You don't understand? Police, yeah. They may have other privileges where they do not have to. Police may be the last resort, sure you get. But the police would be asking questions right now. And Akpabiole would probably have stepped down. But no, he's not stepping down. And Natasha's supposed to go beg. I mean, you know that the National Assembly of Nigeria is not just about APC, yeah? There are other political parties in this Nigeria's National Assembly. Political parties like Labour Party, PDP, Abuja, NNPP, and others like that. So one of them, because like I said, they may all claim to be coming from different political parties, right? In this contraption, right, they all have the same party, the same religion, the same tribe, and what have you. They all have same in common. And having everything in common means esprit de corps. Esprit de corps means the spirit that we are brothers. So one of them, what is this guy's name again? He was the chairman of Abuja. Then he joined the Labour Party, I think. Then he became a senator again. He said he quietly advised Natasha to go and apologize to Akpabiole, by the way.
That came on the media through the interview you are referring to, the allegations are allegations that one would not expect to come from somebody who is a senator. The Senate is not a small institution. It's a very big institution, the highest parliament in this country. It's not a House of Assembly, and it's not perhaps the House of Representatives. It's the Senate. And the people who are in the Senate are expected to conduct themselves with the highest decorum possible. So you would imagine how scandalized any senator would be to watch on television, see a senator make those allegations against the presiding officer, the Senate president. It's not something anybody can wish away and sweep under the carpet. One is that for you to be able to sustain such an allegation in a brazen manner on television, what you are saying must be impeccable. It must be justifiable. And even if it is justifiable, there are rules and procedures of addressing anything. Running to the television and begin to throw such allegations, myself, I take a great exception to that. I've listened to the interview about 3 times to be able to see if I can make anything out of it. And just like previous senators have spoken on the matter, including former female senators and a serving senator that is a female, I've listened to Senator Ireti Kingibe, who is the Chairman Senate Committee on Women Affairs. I saw her on Rise Television making her own points. I've also seen Senator Abiodun or Olujimi, former minority leader of the Senate, herself a woman. I also saw her position. Yesterday, I also saw Senator Florence Ita Giwa, a female senator of this republic, sometime in the past, and she also came out with her own position. Looking at this, I just referred to 3 women who 2 have been senators here and 1 is still serving. You will see that one will not be accused of trying to jump in to take side with the Senate president because he's a man. I think the whole thing is very nauseating because something that started with a very simple, as it appeared, misunderstanding over allocation of seats has snowballed into a wildfire, which was unnecessary. When the first issue came up, that was the issue of seating arrangement. I wasn't in the chamber, I was in Lagos on assignment on behalf of the Senate, and I saw all those things on television, and I wondered how that could be an issue. The Senate is guided by rules. We have our standing rules, and everybody has standing order rules of the book rules of the Senate. If you go there, those rules were copiously read out on the day this issue happened first time, and it was obvious that the Senate President has the full powers by section, Order 6, Rule 1. The Senate President allocates seats to everybody in the Senate. And Rule 6.2 says that the Senate President may change the seats at any time. So it's an unquestionable authority of the Senate President to allocate seats to anybody. And if he allocates seat for any reason to someone and the person refuses to accept that seat, it means the person doesn't want to participate in the proceedings of the Senate. So when that thing happened, I felt it was an action taken by our colleague trying to make fuse out of it, because she cannot pick and choose where to sit. And what led to the situation in the chamber was that she refused to accept the seat assigned to her. That is the rule of the Senate. If you want to be a senator, You have to be guided by the rules, and you must observe it. If there's anything you don't like, there are ways of addressing them. And when I went through all that, I had to write her I wrote her a message and told her to quietly find a way to go and apologize to the Senate President for that altercation in the chamber. I was doing it very patriotically. I didn't know that more things will still come out in the media. So the thing is that the Senate is not a place where you expect people there to behave like young people. We are no longer young people. We are senior citizens in this country. That is why in that chamber you have former governors, retired permanent secretaries, former deputy governors, and people who have been in the Senate, sometimes some of them 4 or 5 tenures. You know. So it's not a place you want us to be discussing trivial things. We had to focus on issues of national importance, things that will help us drive the nation.
His name is Victor Ume, and he's a senator from Abia, I think. He's from Abia, isn't he? Yeah, he's from Abia. Victor Ume. People are missing something, though. Like, maybe we should remind you that you see what you saw in the Senate, right? Where the altercation you saw a few days ago, where Natasha refused to move. You need to understand that, yes, there is a rule that says Akpabiole will choose it for everybody, right? Yeah. There is also the part where things that happened behind the scene that have sort of given Natasha the opportunity to become defensive, confrontational with Akpabiole. The first part when Akpabiole held her hand in his house, showing them his house, and at the same time making passes at her while her husband was just trailing them from behind. Her husband came out and said, it is true. Everything his wife said about Akpabiole is true. And at this point, if people actually want more evidence, you don't know that, oh. If you want more evidence right now, they are willing to present them like phone recordings. The threat against Natasha, they are willing to present them. But the committee that was supposed to listen to them, no, they said, no, it's a dead on arrival case. We don't want to listen at all. You disrespected the Senate President. How, you know, yeah. So that's their position right now. So me, I'm going to advise Natasha because she is very, very prominent on social media as well. She has a very sizable number of followers on social media. So she should go live and share all these details with all of us because they are going to suspend her. That is if they do what they know how to do best. Disobey their own court because there's a court ruling that says the Senate cannot, in fact, suspend Natasha this matter. But their intention is to suspend her indefinitely. Indefinitely. So as to send a deterrent message to any other woman or female, you know, that might want to try to take on the leadership of the National Assembly of that contraption, the National Assembly of criminals and rogues, the assemblage of unpatriotic, overfed pigs. Selfish individuals, you know. But a lady was also on TV with Sheung earlier to say, this whole gang up against Natasha makes it more obvious that, in fact, there must be so many other unthinkable things, unethical things going on inside that coven called the National Assembly. Listen to her.
One of the women advocates, just for a moment, Engineer Stella Okengu is live with us. She's the CEO of Win Homes. She's live for us virtually. Thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight. And let me allow you to speak briefly, quickly, before we go on a break about this matter. What happened today, Ms. Okengu? What are your views of what happened today?
What happened today is repugnant. That is how I'm going to describe it. Because it seems as if our Senate ganged up against Natasha. What, in my own advice to the Senate president, I think that for the fact that Natasha said that accused him of any sexual allegation, what he's supposed to do is to recuse himself, stand aside, so that this case, she said he has the proof. They should allow her to bring out the proof. I remember when Dino Maleye and the wife of the president's case, that Dino said, I can impregnate you. That's sexualizing. What's Nigeria turning into? What's Nigeria turning into? I mean, America, if you check, 95% of women in Nigeria has gone through this abuse. And most of them cannot talk, because if they talk, how are they going to listen to them? How will you know that somebody will want to abuse you sexually? Some people will tell you, bring evidence. What evidence? When a man will meet you, and except if it's planned, in a same country that we are in, what we expect is for the Senate president to step aside and allow this investigation to go on. Nobody is above the law, Sheung. You're a lawyer. And Mr. Yemi is the Senate Speaker. Honorable Yemi.
Thank you, my sister.
Imagine that if this is your wife and this is happening, what are you going to say? Won't you step aside? Won't you advise that person in question to step aside? Apart from being an engineer or I have business in Nigeria, I'm a juror in United States.
I'm happy to tell you.
Thank you, my lady. In the contraption, rather, they will sit tight because they have to pay people and say, oh, they want to remove me, Leo. They want to, you know what I mean? Like, and there are those who are benefiting, because it's not just you. There are those who are benefiting from that Akpabiole being their senator president. So if Akpabiole is, majority of them will also have to go. And since it is a business center, they won't allow anybody to come and spoil their business, no? Would you? I'm just saying, if you're part of them like a businessman, so you won't want them to come and spoil your business. It's a real place. And yeah, indeed. Don't let anybody tell you that because Natasha is fronting and fighting these guys, is going to prevent them from allowing women to... No. It's always been like a men's world. Ask those women who have been part of this politics. Ask them to tell you the truth. Let them swear by the Amadioa, by Shango, say that, they have not been sexually profiled, sexually harassed, sexually assaulted, and make some sexual jokes about them. Ask them, they'll just tell you that, Nigeria has what is called the rape culture. You know that, right? No. It's not bad to know something that is so wrong with the society where rape culture is where a woman is blamed for being raped. A woman is always blamed for being sexually assaulted, harassed. If they are not saying, oh, how did you dress? Are you sure you're not the one giving him sign? Yeah? Are you sure you didn't enjoy it? Baba, it's a place where you have people that will tell you that it is not a rape if she enjoys it too. And then they are quick to attack a victim and say, are you trying to destroy his life? Are you trying to destroy his family? What is wrong with you? Well, who sent you? You this Ogbanje, you this witch, you this evil person. Leave him alone. God will fight for him. God will destroy you, this liar. You want to... I'm not saying that people don't make false allegations about rape or sexual harassment. So don't get me wrong. The only way it can be cleared is when you do not, for any reason, block the effort of any investigation, including investigation of yourself. But that's what they are doing right now, because they cannot afford to let Akpabiole go down. Somebody said they were going to sweep it on the under the carpet. Of course they will. But I mean, the rest of the world is actually watching, understanding these characters. So don't let it bother you per se, because if people could stand up and defend a drug baron,
of our greedy leaders. Oh, Thunder, where are you? This is the time you are supposed to strike, so that you eliminate all of them, so that you have peace in our nation. Portray them in one aeroplane, so that it will crash land in the course of their journey. Furthermore, our security agents, i.e., the police and of our greedy leaders. Oh, Thunder, where are you? This is the time you are supposed to strike, so that you eliminate all of them, so that you have peace in our nation. Portray them in one aeroplane, so that it will crash land in the course of their journey.
The transmission line is a super highway. For generated electricity and power. They could not even make a down payment for a roasted corn. All classes, you know what they call F level? When you get failure in all the subjects that you take. F9, F8, F9, F8, FF, double F. That is his name.
Since when I born you never seen this kind of abuse before. Turubu, I must abuse you. Turubu, number 1, Ogun Okiyopa. Turubu number 2, Ogun Okiyoma. Turubu number 3, Ogun Okiyo your children. Turubu number 4, Ogun go bury all your family. Turubu is a goat to you, a goat to you. Turubu is a goat to you, and Wausa.
Welcome back. My audio just disappeared, so I had to kind of take a short break, fix it, and then... Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Loud and clear. Thank you. Anyway, let's leave the Akpabiole and others for now, okay? As we continue to monitor the development, all right? Here is another one, that I told you 2 days ago. I said, once you start hearing, hey, whoa, I'm talking about River State. Kubara wrote a letter. Yeah, he wrote a letter to the State House of Assembly, supposed members who are no longer assembly members. He wrote a letter to them and said, I haven't seen your letter. The one that you said I should come and submit, you gave me 48 hours to come and submit the 2025 budgets. I haven't seen it. We are still waiting for it. So once we see it, we will comply. We are also waiting on the judgment of the Supreme Court that says I should submit. Anyway, we have evidence that what's his name again? Fubara actually collected their letter. They put everything online, you know, so everything is out there, right? You see this package on the right. That was the letter delivered to Fubara's office on Monday. In fact, was it Monday or what's today? Today's 5th, right? It was yesterday. It was delivered to Fubara's office yesterday. But according to Fubara, they haven't seen it. He wrote a letter to the speaker and he didn't put his name. Now, you see the drama that is going on in Rivers State right now is that, one, the Werewikes men, they have the strength from the Supreme Court, by the way. That strength of the Supreme Court, which has granted 2 of their prayers, dissolved the local government election conducted by Fubara, stopped the allocation, federal allocation to Rivers State. These 2 has been granted. They have been granted by the Supreme Court of Nigeria. On that note, they are putting the final touch into what they claim to be the process of impeaching Fubara and his deputy. In fact, there is even a rumor that Fubara's deputy said, no, I'm not resigning. No, there's nothing called resignation. There's no plan to resign. Because it's already been kind of like a rumor that he is about to throw in the towel. She said, no, that's not true. So at this stage, 48 hours given to Fubara has lapsed. And now, the Rivers State House of Assembly, these guys, Amawule, whose case of whether they are still legitimate member of the Rivers State House of Assembly or not is still in court. You see this whole confusion? Let me explain that part to you. Amawule, they went to court. The court says, well, you've lost your seat. There is no faction in PDP that could have prompted you to leave. So they went on to go and collect back the affidavit that they sworn to that they are now members of the APC. So that means the court gave that back to them. And in the court record, they have never decamped, but they lost again. At the appeal court. Oh, yeah, I think from the state high court to the appeal court. So they're actually at the appeal court right now. So at the initial stage where the court said, well, they didn't decamp, they are still members. So the appeal is that of the Fubara who appealed their judgment. They are waiting on the Court of Appeal. This particular judgment that they are relying on this Supreme Court of Nigeria concerning their allocation and the local government, right? They were also parts of an appeal, right? That Fubara and his gang actually won. So the sequence of that is they went to court. A high court said they should stop the allocation to Rivers State because Fubara did not operate with the majority members of the House of Assembly. And Fubara said, they've decamped. I can't operate with people who are no longer members of the House of Assembly. So let the court decide that. So while they are waiting on the court to decide whether these guys are still members or not, there are other cases, which was when they went to court to stop, they tried to stop the election. They couldn't, the local government election. So they went on an appeal. They lost. And, sorry, they won at the initial stage. They lost it on appeal. And then they have also won at the Supreme Court based on the updated, accounts or up-to-date accounts. So they went to court and said the court should, as a matter of fact, right, stop the allocation to Rivers State. Local government allocation, state allocation, because Fubara stopped interacting with them. He stopped presenting the state appropriation bills to them, and therefore Fubara is operating on his own without the State House of Assembly, and that cannot be allowed. So the Supreme Court agreed with them. The Supreme Court says the High Court that gave the order that the allocation to Rivers State must be stopped was right. Appeal court was wrong to have thrown that judgment away. So who's going to throw out that of the Supreme Court? I don't think there is any. So Fubara wrote them to say, I'm going to comply. And now they have now written to the State Independent Electoral Commission. They call it RCEC, River State Independent Electoral Commission, RCEC or RCEC. Summoned the person in charge who was actually appointed by Werewike when Werewike was a governor. So what these guys are doing right now to this spineless Fubara is that when Werewike was their governor, right, all the power that he had, like the power to appoint this, appoint that, do this, do that, she get conduct local government election and the rest of that, they are taking all of them away from the governor right now in Rivers State, which is part of the problem. To them, the moment Fubara disobeyed Werewike was the moment he ceased to actually be a governor. So now it's going to be a shared power. And that is the bone of contention, by the way. So they sent a letter to the RCEC to say, we summoned you. Yeah, you see? Say, we want to see you on so day based on the... Oh, hang on. This is the one for the RCEC. Invitation to appear before the 10th River State House of Assembly. This one was the letter that says resolution of the River State. So they are now saying that all the actions taken by Fubara without them, the appointment of people, this and that, for example, that your attention should once again be drawn to your illegal appointment of persons to serve in various offices without first forwarding their names for screening. Your attention also drawn to your failure to forward the name of nominee for appointment as Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice to the River State House of Assembly for screening. We should remind you of another infraction of Constitution in which you illegally swore in several other persons who are parading themselves as commissioners into the River State Executive Council on Tuesday, 21st May 2024. So they are practically telling him that he needs to send the names of his nominee back to them, like as it should be. That another infraction of the law is the swearing in of Florence Okojaja as chairman, NSC Bekwe, Mina, Ogbang, and all these guys. So now, these are the ground for the impeachment of Fubara. So they are now laying the ground now. Well, the River State people, I don't know. I want to say River State people because they are of different categories. You have those ones who are repentant terrorists called militants, collecting money, salaries, both from the federal and states, in order not to bomb the pipelines, crude oil and installation and everything like that. So to maintain that, money can't stop flowing to River State. It just can't. Now they are saying that Fubara is Ijo, and this is the first time that an Ijo man is going to be governor in River State. So it's already turned to tribal thing right now. If Fubara is removed for any reason at all, because of all of this, then they are going to shut down oil production in that place, and there will be chaos. People should just kind of, you can imagine what kind of chaos, what's going to be this and that. But again, right, it's going to be a chaos that can economically further ruin Nigeria. It's sort of a bargaining chip, isn't it? Where everybody is going to be like, if you tackle me, there's a saying that if you tackle me, I will tackle you, or something like that. So if you impeach Fubara, Nigeria will feel it. It's just not going to end up there. Anyway, some people are saying that what do you want to do? Now with this your mouth and all that. They were even playing the video of Asari Doku Pig, where Asari Doku Dumb, Asari Doku Pig was there screaming that, the job people, if Werewike should remove Fubara, Asari Doku Dumb will stop supporting Wike. I'm sorry, stop supporting Thiefnubu. And the job people are already complaining.
I said, if Ahmed Bola Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
You say?
I say, if Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
Thank you.
The job people are already angry that this is the worst government.
We have just started.
We must learn a lesson. This man!
You're going to trust man. Man, hand down. Your eyes will see.
This is not the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know. Since 1992, when I encounter you, I don't think this is the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know. That calls me his friend, and I call him my friend, and calls me my son, and I call him my father. This is not the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know.
I don't know the meaning, but it's like, we're going to kill you. That's my own interpretation. So that means the drama continues, and we are waiting to see how it's going to play out. Me, I love their dramas. I love it when they go after themselves, because that's the least we can call entertainment or so. And hopefully when it's kind of like a boomerang, and, you know, then they press the self-destruct button. But see where they won't bomb before, we can soak yourself with a petrol. It's going to stop you from matching. I mean, like, that's what we're going to do. That's what this platform is going to teach you. Don't save this contraption. Don't join them. It is irredeemable. It is unsavable. So everywhere that the castle will burst, just pay attention. It's a collection of places where this is going to, the boss is going to spark, right? Just pay attention. Let them tell you that you don't wish Nigeria well. Tell them, yes, you don't. But wishes don't what? Wishes don't build a country. Because if wishes fixes a country, your contraption should be the best in the world. Don't you think so? Your contraption will be the best in the world. I wish. I wish 24 hours electricity in Nigeria. Boom. Power station just come from the ground. And before you know it, everybody don't get 24 hours electricity. 7 days a week. 366 days a year. I've been at 365 days a year. Say, oh my God, that's a very good wish. Thank you, Mayego. I wish all the terrorists in Nigeria die now. Boom. We started picking the bodies of the Fulani terrorists, Boko Haram terrorists, ISWAP 1, ISWAP 2, Islamia terrorists, Lakurawa terrorists, Nigerian army terror. You know, we start picking bodies. Say, wishes in Baragon. Wishes don't build anything. Because if you think I don't wish Nigeria well, you ronukus, ronunazis, Yoruba ponu bad starts, bad idiots, bad starts, Lagos Abobakus, Oshogbo Alimajiris, the humble slaves, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, the voluntary slaves, and indeed, listen, the Buaridins, the Buarididins, the Buaridinotus, the Buaridijatus, the Buarishukus, the Ungozi Haris, the Uneka Haris. If your wish, if my own wish is that I don't wish Nigeria well, okay, fine. Fine. You don't catch me. What happened to your own wishes? Did you not wish Nigeria well? What happened to your own? If I am negative, people like myself are negative. What happened to your own positivities? I mean, there should be something from that. Or I want to they don't use destiny, my destiny no count anymore. That's the only reason why you think my own wish for Nigeria is the reason why Nigeria is not working. Or your own wish for Nigeria, why is it not working? The Boko Haram succeed. Nigeria here. All the enemy of Nigeria. All the enemy of Nigeria. When Boko Haram succeed. You see, if the Nigeria here, if the airplane is flying, don't join, don't join it. Because Boko Haram is fixing Nigeria. We now have, after 45 years, we now have Nigeria here. Now, logo then give them ordinary drawing. Then pick up a plane, the photo of a plane from the Google picture. They can put name on, they say Nigeria here. And the only Brukus, may Boko Haram succeed, may Boko Haram succeed. They are now the ones who have now metamorphosed into the batty idiots, the batty morons, the batty, the bastards. Right now, they are, may Ashiwaju succeed. May Ashiwaju put his enemy to shame. I say, what in Yoruba land, we call it what in Lokadaranyi. You are of no use. You are just a mere, you are just mere numbers. You have no substance, you have no value. Want to dying, want to Lokadaranyi, want to Ojo. They have used everything that is usable in you. You are only just existing, like just for existence sake. If not, Baba, if wishes builds country, if wishes fixes country, Nigeria not go be what Nigeria is there. Do you agree? Mumbawi, don't look aside here. Would you agree with me? That if nobody said don't use your kadara, at least you wanted Boko Haram to succeed. Look at the success of Boko Haram in Nigeria now. You want Thiefnubu to succeed. Look at Thiefnubu's success now. So your own wishes, positive wishes for that contraption, isn't that enough to fix it? Like, cancel my own. Right? You want Nigeria to be better. It's going to be great. Nigeria is going to be better. And I'm saying it to you that it is not by wishes, okay? Because I can see that Nigeria will never be better. And I give you the reasons. I give you the factors. I give you the names of the rogues behind that. But you said I am a negative person. I don't wish Nigeria well. I said, okay, wishes, right? Okay, good. What do you wish for Nigeria? To be better? Okay, great. How come it is not better? How come it's getting worse? How come you are triggered every now and then when people questions everything in that contraption? Because to you, questioning this rationale behind the decisions and actions of these rogues is a sign that we don't wish the contraption well. Meanwhile, the actions, it is the actions of these rogues that is actually destroying that contraption, not the wishes, not your wish, not my wish, not your prayers, not my prayer. Do you understand? Okay, I just thought I should mention that. Because there are so many of you who actually come onto my ego's diary political. So come and somehow gaslight people. You kind of like gaslight people and say, hey, let us wish our country well. You see, Americans, they say God bless America. Did you say that this morning? Did you say God bless Nigeria? So Ogun kill you, Danu. Ogun kill you at Thiefnubu, right? And burn down that contraption called Nigeria. What are you going to do about it? Because Ogun won't kill you anyway, right? You do know that. Because even Ogun self probably doesn't even live in Nigeria anymore. Like, some of our ancestors probably have crossed border. Say, yeah. What you used to keep the ancestors together when I was growing up is that you have to give them something. And they will kind of like give you something as well, like protection from, bad stuff. But your ancestors in that contraption, our ancestors in that contraption have become more and more sort of, what do you call it, murdered again. Okay, they are dead long time ago. So you can't summon their spirit because if they summon their spirit with a fake Ogugoro, with a fake Shinap, fake Chelsea, a fake this and that, and they say, poison. Oh my God, they go to know. So the other deities are just like, you want to, I'm a person, you know, for Cotonou is very close. And if I get to Cotonou, if you know the okay, we they go Togo. From Togo, we they go Côte d'Ivoire. From Côte, we they go Ghana with that too. They follow, like, we know they stay here for, here again. That's what even if I want to go to buy you know, go do one. Because he's probably no longer living in that contraption. Nigeria is now left with the worst of you ruling over you. The best of you are currently outside that contraption. They're outside Nigeria. The worst of you are those in charge now. And you can tell, you can see, it is not a rocket science. You can see the effect of that. Selfish, unpatriotic criminals. You know? So I want to see how that's going to play out in Rivers. But let's go to, we are talking about Thiefnubu, by the way. So Seyi Thiefnubu has been pretty much a president. I don't know if you have been seeing his video online. The dude, right, is living the best time of his life right now. I mean, he's joined the fray, okay? In fact, he's called the most powerful president's son in the history of Nigeria. And some people are saying, people say all of now, the Chris. Do you know a guy called Ibrahim Abacha? Anyway, I'm not talking about Ibrahim Abacha, so go and read about him. You know, it was such an influential guy until he died in a plane crash, I think. So Seyi Thiefnubu was in Kano to meet with the Kwakwansias as well as the Gandolas. So Gandola is the national chairman of APC, Egbekebe, as we speak. So 2 days ago, was it? I think it was yesterday, rather. Yesterday. So Seyi has a project where he's sharing food in northern part of Nigeria. Strategically, it's quite important because on the other side, Thiefnubu and his gang, they put money together. They have imported thousands of tons of grains that are to be sold in northern Nigeria, so that the agenda of food prices are now crashing because security has improved. That agenda can run smoothly. Let me show you. This is what they have just imported into Nigeria. The one they claimed that they are now having bumper harvest in northern Nigeria. That's not true. But this one is true.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Manomanmu na arewa da mako ina dama na a wancan bidiyon na yi muku bidiyo ana kawo mazarori. Yanzu ma dai gahi muna bakin girgi kaga ga ma bakin girgi dai yau za mu dauko masara zuwa arewa. Dama wancan na gaya muku za mu dauko masara za mu koma dauko masara daga Fatakwal zuwa arewa, to yanzu ma dai ga ma bakin ruwa Fatakwal za mu dauko masara ta Kano. Wallahi an za wanda dai ajiye kayan abinci muna gaya ma an zai fito da yi ya fito da yi ya sayar. Wallahi kaga muna bakin ruwa kamar da ana loda ta motocin arewa. Wallahi Allah an za ku dauko ma ku fito da su ku sai ku fito da shi dan mazara a bana ba za ta yi lada ba. Wallahi ga hinan kaga hinan duk mun faffaka za mu dauko ta. Wallahi din mai mazara an zai dauko ta ma ya fito da ita sai ya dauko ya sayar. Hinan ba dare ba rana lodin take. Wallahi
Ahmed, you're supposed to Latuaro no Garba Life. Ahmed, and one person there should be able to interpret what that guy said. I can also interpret, by the way. About the imported grains from Ukraine where they fight war. That they go there, go buy grains. Russia, that they go there to buy grains. But it's very strategic. This imported grains, including rice, maize, millet, sorghum, and the rest of that like that they are bringing in, right? They are directing them straight to northern Nigeria. Straight up there. You ask them to show you the federal government farms in northern Nigeria, or any part of Nigeria at all. Because their propagandists, you get, if they have any farm anywhere, I'm talking about tens of thousands of acres of farms anywhere, growing anything at all. You will be seeing the videos. You'll be seeing the images everywhere. You know that. When they are harvesting, bumper harvest, they call it, they will be making videos to share with all of you. But no, there is nothing like that. Most of the farms that Bukwari used 1.4 trillion African Development Bank loan to fund 1.4 trillion naira in northern Nigeria. Most of those farms, they are now in the territory of the different terrorists. Boko Haram, ISWAP 1, ISWAP 2, Islamia, Jamaatul Islamia. I think those ones are the Boko Haram. They shall have many. 90% of those farms are now controlled by these terrorists. They're not born Nigeria well to go there and say they won't go harvest anything. They crazy. Go now. So they have to resort into importing. That's importation. There's nothing. There's no farm growing anything anywhere per se. Well, I have to give credit, you know, because I saw that with my 2 eyes. So I have to give credit to this guy from Niger State. That guy, Bago. He actually cultivated land. I'm talking about I think it's about 20,000 acres of land to grow similar grains. And he actually showed everybody how it all started, how they grew, and then how he started his harvest, and then storage and stuff like that. You see, these are the large-scale farming that could take place in northern Nigeria if there is no problem of insecurity. So right now they are pushing that. Anyway, I think they gave some of the trailers to Seyi. So Seyi is now using the Ramadan to say he is breaking fast with the members of APC. So he was in Kano to start with. He's been to that Niger as well. He's been to Kaduna. I actually met Bukwari in Kaduna yesterday. So it's like, and then you see, it's like they've given themselves this new gig on social media. Everybody's now saying, well, Seyi, Omogbon is going out, he's taking after his father. You see, people are watching him now. He's doing all this charitable work. Oh, he's helping the poor. People are not seeing him now. So when they now want to kind of like become something, people will begin to say, oh, he's using the influence of his father. Say, oh, damn it, man. So let's follow a bit of that. In Kano.
1, 2, 3. On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate, Bola, on your mandate, Bola, on your mandate we shall stand. We shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate, Bola, on your mandate, Bola, on your mandate we shall stand.
Thank you. We trust him then because we knew what he has done in Lagos, and people has that trust in him. And when he came with his policies, of course we are all scared with what really happened, not knowing he is the master of the game. Truly, he has proven to us that he is the master of the game. Because now, as I said initially, we are all scared. Prices were shouting up, petrol, foodstuffs, everything went up. Price of dollar, everything went up. But you can see after 2 years what is really happening, because he knew exactly what he is doing. Petrol prices, food prices, everything is coming down, and the country is beginning to stabilize. We want to thank Mr. President. We want to thank this administration. You are highly welcome to Kano, and Kano is the center of commerce, and we have to appreciate what this current government is doing. I want to appreciate everybody that, mostly the business community that are here. I want to wish you safe back home safely. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Dauda ka hutu rarara ka zama reserved ɗan ƙanƙanin lokaci domin ga DG productivity can yana kallo ka za mu kira shi.
Yau da ya kamata in an yi abin nan kai abin nan. Zan ko kuma faɗa wa Seyi wallahi kaki. I will report you to Seyi today. After you promise you fail. No, I will tell Seyi today. He promised me something. DG productivity. Your Excellency, I think now I'm going to call the representative of student. No, I'm going to call S.A. Sadiq Rabiu. Sadiq Rabiu, if he's around, he come forward. Sadiq Rabiu, you're welcome. Just 2 minutes, please. 2 minutes.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Do Allah wanda suka dan yi tsibiri a can wajen. Dan Allah. Abdullahi, do Allah, His Excellency is here. Look at our president here. The president, I cannot say commander-in-chief, but the president is here, the junior president is here. I will report to you, DG productivity, Your Excellency, he promised something he didn't fulfill. But you fulfill today in the presence of my president. You must do it today. And thank you, Radio Dubai.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Iftar Mubarak and Ramadan Kareem to everyone. I would like to stand on the existing protocol, and I would like to thank all the organizers of this event, especially Honorable Nasir Dawoji and Abdulaziz Kaka. And I would like to appreciate my youth president, who I call the king of boys. Due to limited time slots, I will quickly go to what I can quickly say. The special assistant to the president on capacity development and
So Seyi is a very cheerful giver, where all the people need is just they just need the crumbs. They don't need much. It's like that guy from Akwa Ibom, right? The Akwa Ibom former governor now, Udom. They are looted. Wait for it, 700 billion naira. I'll come back to a story, but let me finish with Seyi. After leaving those in Kano, feeding them, giving them some money, and everybody was happy, and it was the turn of Kaduna, where he also met with Bokwari.
Thank you very much for coming. Please sit down. Thank you, sir. How are you doing? Well, I think I'm really fine. You did a good job. I can only identify the house from outside.
So we going around 10 different states in Ramadan, where we're doing distributions. And we came into Kaduna, and there's no way we could come into Kaduna without stopping by to also pay a courtesy visit to you. This is just some of the team members that came in with us. We just left the Emir Zaire, and from here we're going to do some distributions to people outside, and then we're having gatherings as well with some of our youth stakeholders in Kaduna. So we said that as your children as well, they will all stop by and also pay you a courtesy visit. Just to say,
hello. So, he even saw was Sheikh Osama bin Gumi, Sheikh Ili, Osama bin Gumi too, on this tour.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our August visitor has no much.
And from there, they give people food, you know. I think it's 5 kg rice, you know. Hey, you know, we're actually supposed to give some support to people through the Yoruba Union in February. So we're planning to raise like 20 million naira. Unfortunately, we only raised about 2 million naira. That's 10% of what we need. So that won't do much. So we just have to keep it and possibly improvise and see what can be done differently. So I stopped talking about it, which I shouldn't have, but that is why you haven't heard much. So she has a lot of money. I mean, you know, like it's public fund. So you can't compete with somebody like that. So he stopped buying Kaduna and gave about maybe 200-300 people food. They moved straight to Niger to meet with Bago again to give food in this Ramadan. And since religion is a very big thing in northern Nigeria, they won't forget that, you know, somebody gave them food. I think, you know, it's symbolic. Some are already saying that, apart from those who are saying that is the most powerful president's son. Others are saying, no, Seyi is not contesting for governor in Lagos. So, this Seyi, they are preparing him to be president in 2039. I said, oh, really? That's interesting then. With Bago, ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Seyi Thiefnubu. Welcome to Niger City. Seyi na matasa, Seyi Thiefnubu. Happy Ramadan Karim. His Excellency Farmer Governor Niger, Super Governor Niger. Bago me forengania, bago me dubu jema, bago me tofia nasara. He heli weli koyu to capacity siteti, Seyi Thiefnubu. Sarauni weka governor Niger State. I salute you, Seyi Thiefnubu. Happy Ramadan Kareem. Got somebody Seyi daga Thiefnubu. Dada ya gaja baban shi Thiefnubu Seyi. Oh yo yo Seyi Thiefnubu Seyi. Oh yo yo Seyi Thiefnubu Seyi. Oh yo yo Seyi Thiefnubu Seyi. When you come to Nigeria, Seyi Thiefnubu Seyi. Oh yo yo Seyi Thiefnubu Seyi. When you come to capacity, Seyi. Oh yo yo Seyi Thiefnubu Seyi. Farmer governor, when you come you Seyi. Oh yo yo Seyi Thiefnubu Seyi. His Excellency Bago when you come Seyi. Oh yo yo Seyi Thiefnubu Seyi. Governor Talakawa when you come you Seyi. Oh yo yo.
Come to Niger capacity state. Yo, Seyi Thiefnubu Seyi. That doesn't even make any sense. I mean, except if the lady is not a musician, though. You have to quickly put that together. Say, my sister, are you singing that song? I said, that's me. Welcome here, Seyi Thiefnubu Seyi. Oh, you can't. Then you have to put the voice enhancer. Turn that on. So when you say it, Seyi Thiefnubu Seyi, kind of. I can't imitate that though, because it's machine. Anyway, good luck to you all. Okay, as you are, you know, happy voluntary slaves, I cannot I cannot help those who are pretty much in love with their own chains until you dislike the chain of slavery that you are proud to carry about inside your head, right? I can help you. So good luck with that. Okay. Let's leave that and go straight to Enugu. Emma Aufu, I'm sorry, Eha Amufu. People of Eha Amufu of Enugu State are back on this road again. And why? It's because of the incessant Fulani terrorist attacks on them. Last week, Peter Mba, their governor, sent a delegation of royal fathers to go and meet, with the Sultan of Sokoto for validation, coexistence, something like that. So a few days after that, women took to the streets to protest against what they called, it's like endless now. It is not going to stop. And it has to stop. It must stop. These are the victims of the Fulani terrorism in Enugu State. Let's start with this part video.
So, watch this video. You see harmful women protesting. This is a roundabout in harmful. They blocked entirely. So, because of what is happening in our land, people that have been fighting in our land, so pray the government listening to us and listening to them. Yeah? Thank you so much.
Eha Amufu, pronounced as Eha Amuhu, is an agrarian community in Isi, what's the name again? Their local government area. I think it's called the Isi Uzo local government area of Enugu State. It is a community or a local government that actually borders Ebonyi and Benue states, right? So they are a border town local government area. They have suffered endlessly, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. Some of them they've had their farms completely destroyed by these Fulani terrorists. Others have had to be attacked directly on their farms. Some didn't live to actually tell the story. They're asking the government to do something. What is probably don't give a damn. But the moment you begin to see these young men that love their land more than anything, the Biafrans stand up and decide to do something, at that time, and I go begin to masturbate in public. You see these people where this government must do something about this IPOB. Say, what are you doing? You're wanking in public. You're a madman. You're a mad woman. You don't give a damn about the people there. You know you don't. A lot of you just are looking for something to eat, somebody to blame, while those responsible for your own security are living this nonchalant life. They don't give a damn about you. Sometimes they can pretend, though, that they care, or they don't in reality. Let me see if I have that place where those women were actually talking. Watch this.
This is happening live in issues of local government. I humble for parts. We are going hungry. They are sleeping with our women. After sleeping with them, they will use a stick under their victory, which is very bad. Government of Enugu State. Our farm settlements occupied. The buy the simple. The one on the Mayo. The one on the Mayo, the bed. The whatever the find the we're living witness. I do not idea. Yet you bought them 2 million naira. My million if you can't idea. The one here join the men this so. Also an idea. And I don't know when one you get Kita. And one Yahoo. Not dinner. And that's your Yoshidike. Not dinner. Kita net my day. Can you have anywhere in that one? They are crying.
time, I'll do something. Or people resort to what is called the self-help, in which the ESN that they have spent so much to blackmail, right? I don't know if is it just me? Have you noticed that those criminals that are now being arrested or paraded in eastern part of Nigeria, they have suddenly stopped calling them IPOB? Is it just me, or you have noticed that too? Remember when that campaign of calumny was going on? And just every Tom, Dick, and Harry, innocent and not so innocent people that they pick up on the street of eastern part of Nigeria, their media, the police, they will tell you, we just raided the IPOB base, we just raided the ESNDs, we just, and then they won't interview these guys per se. So you get now. So they will just say, they are IPOB, we've arrested them. Or you will never see them put them on trial because they will never allow them to even speak to the press. But lately, I've not. Even all these ones that Solo Dump has been, rounding up in Anambra, I've not seen them use IPOB on them. If I say the propaganda against the IPOB ESN is no longer receiving enough funding. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if you have noticed that too. Yeah? You will see the IPOB come out and say, we do not know these guys. We did not do this. And then the Nigerian media will still say IPOB. Now ESN. Nigerian police will still say IPOB. ESN. But lately they've stopped all of that. I don't know. I don't know why. I have noticed it, bro. So I have. So in one, we're talking about Anambra now, right? Anambra. I got a clip. I'm going to share it with you before we go. So they said there was a bridge. There was a bridge now because it's already collapsed, right? So there was a bridge called Ulasi Bridge in Upo, or Upo. I mean, Upo, Unewi South, local government area of Anambra State. It's called Upo. The bridge itself is called Ulasi Bridge. Baba, if you see the state of the bridge, and yet heavy duty trucks still plied, or kind of like plied it, because that was the last time before this finally happened. Whoa, it's a crash.
Last week, 1 and 2 bridge. Ana ekukusi bia rola, si bia rola bridge. Here na emekita na. Here na emeni. Wash ya na yani. Ya puta na eba, si na eba lift go the first. Wash ya na. Okuna na milia, puta go na milia, boko na bridge akot wala with tipa bu ibu. Nukte tipa. Aga hey! John Web, Bagadu first, Bagadu first. 1 hour, who ever get Bagadu. Before Motana, Motana, you be no people. Na mota bu heavy duty na bridge and what can moye budo. Akwana bandi mota has to be and Magabanwa. Akwana has to be Nukutia again a bridge. Haya hamwe kita na na akuna afuna na ni yemereni ana agu no ogu na haya hamwe ona so ka unu kuku ni yeme emegede ye mako de boy bridge na de baka iye baka si iye ba no nwa ndan kuma da be kuposi ya na ya ana azo ndu onye obu na haya hamwe no so no nwu karo no mma na ya na emeni abia baka iye ebe anu na wasa nkiti iya bu no laso ukpo umuruko ka ihe mere na bridge ya na ya ugbo no na egugbo na ekwe na ya na
Ulasi Ukbo. Now, listen to this, okay? It is not every bridge that you have to drive vehicle on. Not to talk of driving trucks. Some bridges, right? If they have regular check, they will tell you This is the capacity of the bridge. Do not. They will even put a barrier so you can't drive on it. But did you see the state of the bridge itself? God knows, maybe it was built during the colonial time. I don't know. I'm just saying. That's not a new bridge. That's like 50, 60 years, 70 years old bridge. Kind of like, if you look at the entire structure, that doesn't look like something built in this era. And there is no report of any casualty, which is, like the brighter side of it. When it now comes to the people of Ulaseopo, they have been cut off from the rest of Anambra State right now. From what I heard, right? Before, if they using the bridge to access other communities is so quick and fast, right? But right now, it is like, having to travel around. You may even have to go to another state before you can go to the Enugu capital. Anambra capital, rather. Okay. So we hope that Solo Dump will do something. We've brought it to their attention. See, Omo, hey, Omo, we don't use 3 hours. And if I tell you right now that I still have enough to share with us that can actually take us another half an hour, would you believe it? You are going to believe me, won't you? Let me show you. If you check my screen, as the list, they're so still long. And I intend to finish them this evening, even if I have to have just about 10 of you left. Okay. Yesterday, the EFCC in Nigeria announced that they have arrested the former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Udom. The guy who once said he would never take 1 naira from the people of Akwa Ibom. He ended up taking over 700 billion naira. Do you know something, right? This guy stole 700 billion naira.
I also stand here to tell you as a governor, we've never one day taken 1 naira of your money out of this state. 1 naira. Everything we collect goes here. I don't need your state government money, not even 1. We don't need it.
We don't need it. Yeah, we don't. He said we don't need it. But he's now in custody for stealing 700 billion naira. Papa, do you know that Udom can be more than maybe 50 or maybe 52? I don't know his age, but it would be very good if I actually, check his age. Emmanuel Udom, Abi. I think that is his name. Gabriel Emmanuel Udom. So how old is he? So Udom was born, he was born in 1966. So that makes him 66 by 2006. That will make, 2016, that will make him like 50. Oh, he's older. He's actually like 60 now, okay? Now let's assume that Udom is, let's give him, okay, we shouldn't give him age, okay? 67, 86, 96, 2006, 2016, 2026. So by next year, Udom will be 60, so he's 59, okay? So let's assume that Udom lives to the age of 90. So that means Udom has, how many years more? That's going to be 31 years, right? Now, if Udom is spending 20 million naira every day for the next 31 years, Udom would only spend 267 to 270 billion naira from that 700 billion naira. Did you get what I just said now? If he starts spending 20 million naira every day for the next 31 years, he can't finish the money. He can't even finish, he can't even reach half of it. That's how greed have actually has made these guys monsters, destiny killers, dream killers. And of course, you will see them, they will give, they will steal billions. And then they will give scholarship. They will give, what is that thing they give to you? Bursary. They give you bursary when you go to school so that you can come back and say, you know, he was paying our bursary. Do you know how much he was paying us for bursary? All of us from Akwa Ibom. Do you know how much he was paying us? He was a good guy. I was being paid, 45,000 naira every month for bursary. All of us that are schooling outside Akwa Ibom, but the guy stole billions. So that you knew that they gave 45 billion naira to, 45,000 naira to. You will join the queue of those that will defend them and those that will stand up for them, those that will also try to pretend to vote for them. You see the trade by barter them. It's unfortunate, all right? So that's Udom. Now let's leave Udom, let's leave Anambra, let's kind of, where should we go to? I don't know how many of you who knows that, what is his name again? Issa Pandemic, Issa Patantami has come back to his primary job. He's an afar. He has a mosque. He was one of those who are calling on, jihad on Jonathan, Igbere Jonathan. He was one of those who were calling on Allah to come and destroy this Nigeria because people are suffering too much. The politicians are not helping, this and that. Then Bukwari became the president. Issa Pandemic was picked up from that jihadist mosque and he was put in a mansion. He made so much money, man. Like this guy built about 4 different houses for his 2 wives in Abuja and bought another 2 properties for them in Dubai. He was a communication minister. He's rich now, like he's poached. But he's gone back to his first calling. How far? Issa Patantami.
Sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Talhat ibn Ubaydullah yace ban san lokacin da na firgita ba da na ga fiyayyen halitta bainal mushrikin yace haka na sauko na dauke shi na fita da shi yace ana sara ana yankan jikina amma haka da hankali na ya tashi ina ga ibn dauke shi ba za su yi halaka shi sallallahu alaihi wasallam da wannan ake masa kirari saqru yawmi uhudin wato shine shafar ranar uhud ana ce masa zu ash-shahadatain wanda ya shahada guda biyu ana ce masa ash-shahidul hayy wato shahidi ne kuma rayayye ne saboda irin abin da ya filin daga na kubutar da fiyayyen halitta sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wa sallam sahabbai sun ga jarrabawa an rasa banyan sahabbai sallallahu alaihi
sallallahu alaihi wa sallam ina kutuba kasha sallallahu alaihi wa sallam. Hey, Chai, or you the actor, he's the same guy. See, I'm here. I mean, PDP. I mean, this was him. This was him when he was in a pandemic. Now he's got money. Let's see if I can download that, even though my time is so up, right? It's a pandemic. Allah PDP, army. Allah PDP. I don't know what he's saying, but he was there cursing PDP before PDP fell. And that's it. Amen. Laima Allah PDP. Amen. is a pandemic. So anyway, Sha, that's to tell you that he's gone back until what's it called? Until he's back on again, and he can come back and begin to help protect the terrorists. By the way, he said he built something that could track all of the terrorists in the contraption. But guess what? Throughout the time, he was a minister of communication. Not a single terrorist was tracked by him. Rather, they opened up a shop they called the Operation Safe Corridor. Operation Safe Corridor was put together to help the repentant terrorists, Islamic terrorists, Fulani terrorists, and other terrorists operating in northern Nigeria to get away from justice. Don't ever forget that. It's important. Do not. Anyway, moving on again, by the way. Is Princess in here tonight? Is she around? I've not seen her though. Or I should ask somebody else. Is Olowo here? Okay, maybe I should ask somebody else again. Anyway, I'm going to ask all of you. You know they have appointed a new Alaafin. I swear, I thought this new Alaafin was in, what do they call that thing again? The group, Ikpebi, getting ready to become a king. Somebody will be saying they never do the normal Oroba and what have you for Soloma Kinde Ibadan. Emperor Agodi already gave him the staff of office, so he's already a king. But even at that, they announced that, oh, now he's going to go to Ikpebi. Ashe Canada ni alaye padasi. What is going on? This guy was supposed to go to the groove where all the rites that they normally, have to conduct for a king, for somebody to become a king, will be performed. Until I saw a video this evening coming back from Canada. Ikpebi or Canada. Kilo happen? What? Maybe you can help me.
Okay. Yes, sir.
What's going on? What's going on here? See, now Canada, go to the old Albany Abbey. I don't understand. Just about 2 or 3 weeks ago, this guy returned to the contraption to become the Alaafin for you. It's been controversial though, but I mean, it seems like there's nothing anybody can do about it. But come on. We know they do him again. I don't understand. This guy is not supposed to be seen in public for like 2 months or 3 months until the day of his coronation, which they have chosen to be next month. Is it next month or this month? No, I don't even know. So we know they do Ikpebi anymore. We're going right. Political over. Ashujua. So going forward again, I'm trying to do it cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. The contraption will always is a place that is giving and will never stop giving. And it is also a place where you always have everything to remind you and say, how many times will they tell you that Nigeria is not for you? How many times?
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you. 70 years old man.
How many times will they tell you? Oh, I heard that one no more. No, that's not true, by the way. The king, somebody said that the Onipwetumodu of Ikpetumodu. That guy is in America. Arrested. America by you. I don't know if some of you know that too. Yoruba land has been ravaged by a bunch of criminals, home and abroad, who somehow have found their ways into, the midst of their senior colleagues in politics, the criminals in politics that you know, that are ready to crown them and make them kings. During the COVID-19 time, right, over 1 billion or thereabout was stolen from the American government when they were giving this stimulus check to people because of the lockdown, COVID, and stuff like that, right? And in that regard, Nigeria or Nigerian scammers, who are actually US-based Nigerians, took advantage of that stimulus check and they cashed out over $500 million from that money, from that stolen money. I'm not sure if it's 1 billion, it's probably more than that. But just being conservative with the figure now. I don't want to exaggerate. But I have that one where over $500 million was fraudulently stolen by these Nigerian fraudsters. And so far, so good, they've already picked up at least 2 kings. Right? From the Yoruba land, another one from Igbo land. Google it. You see their names. All picked up because of their roles, but they are kings in Nigeria. So Ekpetumodu is in Osun. Oyo Alaafin is in Oyo State. So that's not the king that's going to give staff to Alaafin. This is just not right. This is not right. You get what I mean? Like, I'm a Yoruba man, and I kind of know what the what do you call that? And the whole preparation of crowning a king. This is not right. You know? It's unfortunate, but we shall see. That's my take on that. Because I saw that, I was like, I'm going to ask you, you know. So now, talking about Nigeria is not for you. Look at this guy. The Nigerian police stop and search. They found nothing, but they won't let him go. It is so typical. Can you relate?
You enter this our motor.
Sir?
You enter this our motor, there's a report against you.
Me?
Yes.
You know me before?
Yes. There's a report against you. Without asking any question, you reach office, you know that.
Officers, I know me now. Which one say you get
this way.
Never reach like that now, officer. I don't know.
This way, if you reach office, you know better.
I don't understand. Officer, never reach like, which I don't do now. Say, I don't know me. Huh?
Guys, we just come out from one place we go shoot. Now, so police people carry my vehicle.
I want to know what you are doing. I don't know me. See, sir, I'm a public figure. I'm a company.
There's a report against you. There's a petition against you. And we are doing policies. Because of you that we are here. Once you reach office, you know better. Enter motor.
I'm person follow now. Please, I'm collect something this time. I that's what I'm saying. Let me. No. Let me. Okay. Santos. I don't know what happened. And the same person reports me now. Okay, Santos. Just more than they follow me. More than they follow for back. You get just hold this control. I didn't come that place. No, man, I just follow. I didn't come. Apa mu dey go.
Because they have to go and extort them, take money from them. They don't have to do anything. That's Nigeria. You don't really have to do anything. A friend of mine said, don't go to Nigeria. I said, but what, why? Like, I've not done anything wrong. Because that's the issue. That you've not done anything wrong itself is a crime. I don't understand. You don't have to, but sure, don't go there. Because it's a place where doing something or not doing something, I mean, not doing anything itself is actually a crime. Because then they will tell you that, oh, do you think you are smart? Don't worry. When we get to our station, right, you will know what you have done. That's it. So they can take them in, obtain them, assault them, extort them, and then push them out and go on to the other person, another person. I also have this, by the way. It is from Olujimi. To those of you who usually travel to the contraption, like Nigeria, would you believe this, what this guy says here? If, I don't know how to ask this. So I want to say, would you believe if this guy is not a Thiefnubu's minister? But I'm like, no, he's a Thiefnubu's minister. So it's still up to you. Would you believe what he has to say? He said, he's the Minister of Interior, by the way. He said, the era or the days of when the staff of the immigration at the airport will be asking you, what do you bring for us? What do you bring for us? It's gone. So now you tell me, maybe it's just gone today or from tomorrow, or would you believe it?
I'm happy to tell you that for you, that some of you with your kids in the diaspora, the era of people running from one place to the other to renew passport, that era is gone. We know as of today, if you are in the UK, if you are in anywhere in Europe, if you are anywhere in Canada, and etc., I can assure you now that our contactless passport application system is working. Because for our children, I can't imagine. I was once a student in UK, and I know the pain that we normally, you have to go through, And for UK, it's even still better. But for a place like Canada, when you need to fly 8 hours from a location to Ottawa, all in the name of passport, we think being a Nigerian should be about sweet experience. Being a Nigerian should be something we should be happy about. It shouldn't be by virtue of stress, So we have opened that space, and I think our people in Nigeria, you can see online, the complaints have gone down. And of course, the little hitches here and there, we're assuring you that at least we'll be able to clear that. And of course, also, we're also bringing that to the to Asia and etc. this month. So what I'm saying basically is that we've been able to handle that. And of course, for our border control, I know you're aware, for those of you that came in not too long ago, our e-gate solution is already there. Because when I came on board, I mean, when you go to UK, you get to Heathrow, you see British citizens. When both of you land and whatever, when you get to immigration, they do bye-bye, they pass their e-gate, they go. You have to go and wait. So I just thought that it's something in JFK, anywhere in the world. And I just thought that as a Nigerian, when you get to Nigeria, it's unacceptable for you to be going through the pain that you go through when you're abroad. So there should be something that welcomes you home. And today, our e-gate solution is already up and running. Lagos Airport has been fully deployed. Abuja is fully deployed. So we have our e-gate solution. You tap your passport, we get your biometrics. You go without anybody asking you, what do you bring come? That kind of nonsense that doesn't dignify us as Nigerians. We just have to clear this. They might look like small things, but trust me, these things are key when the ease of doing business and so many things are being evaluated. So we've been able to sort that. And of course, we're also sorting out the process of our SEPAC, because for me...
Do you believe him? I don't. I don't know. There's nothing they will do that is ever going to amuse me, because behind all those flowery words, right, lies the typical, intentionally made not to work style of theirs. So if anybody else stops you and says, "Oh, God, what do you bring for us? Won't kill you, you do mad, bring for you. Oh, Benny, show me the scanner where I go scan my. So those of you who see goes to that contraption. And if you are driving in Ibadan, some areas right now, you cannot drive one way. Their solution is this. You know, nobody is going to actually chase you if you drive one way anymore in some areas of Ibadan. What will stop you and hold you down there. For people that will come and pick you. I saw this, so I was like, oh, I don't know how to react to this. Is this even right?
You know, we say, you man gba one way, you man gba one way, you man gba one way. Wallahi, kini tí mo sọ yìí, o ma squeeze the tire ni o.
Number one, driving recklessly on the one way, you endanger your life and you endanger the life of other road users. And Nigeria is a place where lunatics are always behind the wheels. So, I don't know how to react to that again. Because it seems like for people who don't want to possibly get caught, your tire slashed, it is only one solution. Don't drive one way, especially in Ibadan. Finally tonight. Yes, finally. Even by finally will take us another 20 minutes. It's about Showore. Showore has the medical checkup to do in the US, and medical checkup, like normal way you do. He's booked his own medical sort of health check in the US. But because the illegal police IG of Nigeria sued him, and they've given the condition of taking his passport from him. So the last time he went to fight for his passport, because he needs to travel, he calls it international passport, by the way. So to fight for his passport, this Eliam, whatever judge, denied the release of this passport. So yesterday, Showore was in court again with the DG, of course. And this time around, he actually gave evidence of him having a medical appointment in the US for his own checkup. He gave his doctor or his GP, his doctor's contact. He showed his ticket, e-ticket copy to show that he was ready to kind of, why was you taking my passport, by the way? Because I caught this criminal police IG illegal. Why you, the guy still denied him. So the guy said Showore did not convince him that he was going to return back to Nigeria. So the bail for his passport is hereby denied, in his words.
We have predicted, the judge has done his worst, which is denying me the passport that they have all along targeted. There's nothing strange about the judge's decision today. We had known all along that they are all in bed together to deny me the right to freedom of movement, to deny me an opportunity to freely exercise my rights as a citizen of Nigeria, which they have done since my university days, when I was expelled by the military twice, and the persecution just never stopped. But this is just one of the times that we are all elected to our duties to continue to fight for a country in which citizens are not denied their rights flimsily, either by judicial or administrative procedures in our criminal justice system. The truth is that there is no criminal justice system in this country. It is criminals that have hijacked our justice system. That is the truth. And it is the reason why we keep doing what we're doing. This is not a setback in any way. It is one of the tonic that gingers us in our duty to liberate our own country. They cannot hold the passport forever because they will never be in power forever. In fact, they will never be in power for too long because they have offended the basic principles of justice to deny our people of a lot of rights. This is just one of it. In fact, the rights I am denied today is a small right compared to the fundamental human rights our people are denied of and robbed on a daily basis. So there's nothing that's happened today that is strange to us. In fact, we knew as of yesterday where the judge was headed when he began to defend the federal government instead of allowing the police prosecutors to defend the case against us in court. It was the judge who was doing the defending. As they say in law, he descended to the arena himself, which we saw today. But not only are we going through some of this, we are also recording it for history. So that one day, everybody in this country will say, never again shall we have a country in which we have no rights, or we have no dignity, or that we cannot even access or have basic, decent justice, when all the ingredients point to the fact that we haven't done anything wrong. Let me say lastly, that I have no business being arraigned for any crime, for telling the truth, that an Inspector General of Police who is supposed to have retired refused to leave office. The Mobutu in the police force, the Abiodun, will be disgraced out of the police force. He was supposed to have retired September last year. His classmates retired en masse. Yes, 7 DIGs retired yesterday. He supervised it. But it's an irony that he's the one supervising the retirement of his colleagues. But whether he likes it or not, Abiodun must go. Whether Tinubu likes it or not, Tinubu too must go. That is my final word on this matter. Thank you. Aluta continua. Victoria Santa. Revolution.
I had to stop it before they started singing Soli, Soli, Soli. We have to ban that song on this platform. I don't know how we can do it. I'll do my best. We can't let our children be singing or singing Soli, Soli, Soli. Solidarity forever. But Deji had this to say. He is the lawyer.
It was refused by the court. But that does not mean that we'll go again, even if it's tomorrow or the day after. It's a fundamental right. The right to ingress and egress is a right that should not be deprived of anybody, any citizen of the country. My Lord has delivered a ruling in respect of the application that we have made. We feel that we are entitled to the passport. Passport is the constitutional right of Omeleshware, and we sincerely feel that that the ruling should have been in our favor. The ruling is not in our favor. We are not happy, and it's a natural consequence of the ruling that's the reason why we are not happy. But that does not mean that we will give up on what is just, what is right. What some Omeleshware is fighting for is for everybody to be able to enjoy liberty, freedom, freedom to express themselves, freedom as encapsulated and enshrined in the Constitution, freedom, to ensure that even after criticizing government, that you are not prevented from living, you are not prevented from enjoying and roaming the street. What has Omeleshware said, that even this flippant and hopeless and senseless charge should have been brought against him in the first place, that the IG Egbetokun is illegal. It's illegal now. What are we talking about? Is it not an illegal? Like, what is he still doing in office? All his mates, they left, they were retired yesterday. 7 DIGs were retired yesterday. What is he still doing in office? We cannot be destroying institutions because of individuals. And so a man like Omeleshware that is fighting for what is just, what is equitable, what is fair for the nation, instead of everybody celebrating him, you begin to vilify and witch hunt him. And the most painful part of it is that this abuse is being done by the illegal Inspector General of Police. Is using the institution of the police, abusing prosecutorial powers of the police by violating the Police Act. Is using the police for personal vendetta against Omeleshware, and all are sundry, whether from the bar or the bench, must condemn same. It is our view, our considered view, though some may disagree with us, that citizens have the right to express their grievances. Only tyrants will disagree with this assertion. Every citizen of Nigeria has the right to criticize government. We do not even support this government in any way or form, whether they are emergence or otherwise. But it is within our right to hold these views. For anybody to say that they must make us support the government or accept the government, we believe that even the process that brought in this government was fraudulent. You understand? So we do not accept the outcome of the election. You understand? Because we do not think that INEC, even INEC knows that INEC is not credible. So these are the issues. So you now prevent someone from expressing himself or holding true to ideals and ideas that he believes in, just because you don't like his face, you don't like the way he conducts his things, or you don't like his approach. That is putting a Nigerian beneath the law. And those are the things that we disagree with and will continue to challenge and fight. That we have been denied this application does not mean that we will not come back tomorrow. We will still be back here tomorrow and we'll try again. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. I think we should go to bed now. We've had enough, right? So now I can safely say I have emptied nearly everything in the bag that I brought tonight. But it's so late now, okay? So thank you so much for your time. I'm going to see you again tomorrow, okay? And then, yeah, we will take calls who kind of like, contribute further. So thank you so much for staying by this long. And remember, you only just have to like the broadcast, hear it, and all that's okay. And that will be your tithe. Not tithe, no. That will be your offering. So thanks so much for your time, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I will see you again tomorrow, hopefully. Until then, Okunasha, stay safe and take it easy as well, okay? So good night from here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun dayari political. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà gbówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.